Okay. I think everything is working appropriately, other than the game category, because for some reason Twitch doesn't have Sunrider Academy listed as a game. Don't know why. It's a little weird. So I just put it within the Sunrider category that is listed for Twitch, since there's like 3 different Sunrider games that are actually listed. So yeah, bear with me with the fact that apparently I don't have a proper listing for the game category. But other than that, we're still playing a Sunrider game. It's called Sunrider Academy. In another universe, his life changed drastically. You are looking at a strategy waifu game. That's kind of like the best explanation that I have for this. So I have to somehow win over one of these 4 beautiful ladies and make it through the end of the year without getting a bad end. I was playing this earlier today, not on stream, and I only made it about halfway through the year, which sucked because I was doing really well, and then final exams hit and I didn't do so hot with those. But yeah, I'm gonna start over, and hopefully we can actually get through this shit. Alright. Captain Kato's shields gripped his arm rest as the ancient Ruvian lord spoke. I can't take this seriously, I'm sorry. It is over for your pathetic people. Your kind shall be reformed to service us. I don't think so. Ha! What can your pathetic vessel do against the full might of the Holy Empire? Now meet your fate. 4 more cruisers dropped from warp, joining the already sizable enemy fleet. Laser beams tore through the hull as the cruisers opened fire. Shields may have appeared confident earlier, but he knew he was running out of options. The commander nearly lost her balance in the carnage. She gripped the handrail while shouting that the core was about to go critical. He was getting tired of always hearing that. Couldn't she ever say something else? What could he do? Fire the Vanguard again? But he didn't have enough command points for that. The Seraphim's awakening had worn off and would be missile massacred the following turn. Both quantum torpedoes had been shot down by flak, and the Paladin was already out. Bwahahaha! Farewell, Captain! I threw up my hands in exasperation. What a stupid game. Aw, you're playing that game again? This level's got to be bugged. There's seriously no way that they could have intended to have 4 cruisers show up on the 8th turn. Maybe I should go to the developer's website and make a post about it. No! You've spent all of winter vacation doing nothing but playing games. But at this rate, you might end up like one of those unemployed people. The new term's going to start tomorrow and you haven't even got your uniform out yet. What am I gonna do with you, Kato? I crossed my arms. I wasn't about to get henpecked by my own sister. Work hard, play hard. That's what I always say. Oh, is that so? Then are you finally going to get a girlfriend this year? Girlfriend? You always play those dating games on the holo, don't you? Of course. Something like getting a girlfriend is easy. Really now? Then good luck, Kato. And remember, if you flake out like you did last year, your little sister's going to be highly disappointed in you. That was only my 2nd year. Everyone knows that real relationships don't start until the 3rd year. Really? Really. Whatever. Just try your best, okay? And remember, disappointed sister! Mary left the room grinning ear to ear. As soon as she left, I began to regret my words. Girlfriend, huh? I opened my closet and got my uniform out. Tomorrow, I would return to being a student at Sunrider Academy. Located at the heart of Sarah City, Sunrider Academy is an experimental educational facility which gathers the brightest young minds from across the planet. Just being accepted was considered a great achievement. Honestly, I was surprised I got accepted. Even if I was mostly average, I guess I have one thing. Ah, yes, this is where I get to pick. I can be athletic, intellectual, charismatic, have good karma, well-rounded, or a wealthy heir. I picked charismatic last time. That didn't end up helping me as much as I thought. I could do well-rounded, but I've been tempted to do good karma because the luck would be very, very nice to have, but then everything else is fucking low as shit when you start. I was thinking of intellectual since I was struggling with intelligence last game, because that's what fucked me over when it came to the final exams. Oh yeah, and then you get plus 10 prestige per month when it comes to, like, being a wealthy heir. Maybe I'll just do intellectual, because at least with... And then you get less homework per week. That would be nice. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do intellectual, alright? Let's do that. Yeah, basically we have, like, this bet with our sister that we're supposed to get a girlfriend by the end of the year. And, yeah. Shit obviously hits the fan with that. I hung up my uniform and put my school supplies into my bag. That should do it. This story takes place on Sarah, an advanced world in the galaxy's neutral rim. Sarah has a different orbit and revolution speed compared to our Earth, and thus has a unique calendar system, which you have to keep in mind throughout the whole fucking game. Alright? Like, this shit doesn't... Like, it starts you off easy, but then it gets immediately harder at the middle of the year, and then if you get fucked there, you're fucked for, like, the rest of the play, basically. A day on Sarah lasts only 10 hours. To go into detail, every hour contains 100 minutes, and each minute contains 100 seconds. However, you need not remember this to play Sunrider Academy. Keto can perform one activity each hour. Further, he must sleep 4 hours a day. The duration of a week, month, and year differ as well. Each week on Sarah contains 10 days. The 5th, 9th, and 10th days are break days, and all other days are work days. A month contains 5 weeks. There are 10 months in a year. This may seem confusing at first, however, simply remember that there are 10 hours in a day, 10 days in a week, 5 weeks in a month, and 10 months in a year. If you just remember that, then you should be good to go. Your holo contains essential information, including the calendar. You can open your calendar to see special occasions and holidays. Right? The more you know. Managing your time effectively is the key to success. Yes, it fucking is. I fucked that up. Like... I was doing really well at the beginning, and then as soon as it got to final exams, I was fucked. So, like, I don't want to get fucked like that again, is what I'm saying. I don't like vanilla the best, but it's what I've got, so... You have exactly until the graduation ceremony on the 10th month to make the most out of your year. Have fun, and do your best to impress your sister. Yeah, I literally just have a bet made with my sister, and that's the goal of the game, is to fulfill the bet. That's the game. Get a waifu by the end of the year. The end of the year was still far away. Plenty of time to figure things out, I suppose. I took a shower and got into bed. Despite my vacation ending, I felt optimistic about the coming year. Who knew what adventures awaited this year? My school life was about to begin. And yeah, now we have, like, an opening movie. I'll let it play, just so that, you know, you guys can enjoy. Yeah, it's already one of those games. Like, you can even romance your sister in this game, but when you first start playing it, like, the girl, like, her becoming your, like, girlfriend is a locked route, so you have to somehow unlock that. And I don't know how I'm gonna do that. Oh, hi, boobies! We have boobies! Haha! Shit, it's a good thing I have this on mature. Oh, more boobies! Oh, no. Oh, dear. I didn't realize the opening had so many boobies. What is going on? Shit! Yeah, indeed. My god. Oh, yeah, you have a dog. And his name is Admiral. He's really cute. He's probably, like, my favorite. And you can take him out for walks. It's really great. Oh, God. Oh, no. I can't believe that this opening has so many boobies in it. I was not expecting that. I think I've watched the opening before, but, like... I'm basically admitting that I play these games to the whole world. Oh, God. I woke up the next day to the sunshine. The first day of school, huh? Well, might as well try my best. After breakfast, I left the apartment and found Ava waiting outside. Yo! Ava looked reluctantly at me as if I was not worthy of her gaze. It took you long enough. Come on, let's go before we're late. It's still an hour until class. Did you forget? I have to get to school early to deliver the opening ceremony speech. Of course I didn't forget. I'm just not a busybody like you. This is my childhood friend, Ava Crescentia. My favorite thing about her is her smile. Too bad that in all my years of being her friendly neighbor, I have never seen it. What's there to say about her? She's a high-performing individual with some empathy issues. She's way too critical about everything, and the only enjoyment she gets out of life seems to be mentally outmaneuvering lesser minds. Namely myself. Idiot. See what I mean? Despite that, I, Kato Shields, have been her loyal friend since we were young enough to bathe together in the same tub. Not to confirm or deny that any such cliché event ever occurred in our lives. I would not want to suggest any kind of special relationship existing between us because it clearly did not. We walked through the city on the way to class. Hey Kato, yeah? How does the duty of the student council is to... Wait. How does the duty of the student council is to the student body sound for an opener? What's up with that overly predictable statement? I'm sure it's fine. The old geezers in charge of our school don't want anything original in the speech anyways. Every year it's always the same thing. I wouldn't worry about it. You're being lazy and the new term hasn't even started yet. Look, Kato, every year the student council does nothing but fill out the same paperwork, approve the same events, and make the same speeches. This is our chance to bring change. We're members of the Sunrider Academy Student Council. We have to leave our marks on our school's history. And there she goes again. Whereas my life goal was merely to be a humble student, others are compelled to question the human condition. Excuse me. They think thoughts like, I must rise above the common rabble. What will they remember of me when I'm gone? What of my legacy? Often these thoughts lead individuals to join the student council and become campus leaders. And then the next thing you know, they get enamored to such notions, so they decide to pursue careers in management or politics. And before you know it, people call them stuff like president, chairman, and captain. It's as if their names disappear and get replaced with titles. Well, let me just say that I have absolutely no desire for any of that. I have joined the student council not out of any sense of civic duty or for any desire for prestige, but simply to lobby against our old-styled uniforms. Seriously, what vestige of the old imperial system forced us to wear these ridiculous clothes? Always too hot during the summer and too cold during the winter. I hear the school on the other side of town upgraded to thermo-weave uniforms 5 years ago. Some schools even permit hollow-wear now. Clearly there must be some kind of pork preventing us from upgrading our uniforms. Perhaps one of the school officials is close friends with the manager of a wool farm. I walked to school, conjuring in my mind multiple disgusting conspiracies keeping us from the hollow-wear uniforms. Before I knew it, we had arrived. Alright, just make sure you stand up straight behind me while I'm delivering this speech. No problem, I can manage that much. Ava eyed me. What? She inspected my uniform, obviously displeased. You should have ironed your uniform. This is why we need hollow-wear! Ugh. Ava begrudgingly grabbed onto my tie and straightened it. She dusted off my uniform and tried to smooth out the wrinkles. I can't believe you can call yourself the vice president looking like this. Excuse me, Prez, but this appearance is merely my strategy to appeal to the common student. Idiot. Well, this is the best I can do. Just stay out of the light, okay? Alright. I stood behind Ava as she delivered the opening address, doing my absolute best not to yawn. Being in front of the entire student body, I was suddenly filled with the sinking dread that I had left my fly unzipped. No, Ava would have zipped up the damn thing up... Ava would have zipped the damn thing up herself during the inspection if I had forgotten such a pivotal detail. Goddamn. Hope we can all work together to create a better... But what if she forgot to check? She's a girl after all, so the experience of leaving the fly unzipped would be totally alien for her. Maybe I should check just in case. No, Ava said not to make a fool out of myself in front of the entire student body. The student council will always be there to listen. I nervously scratched my forehead. What a long-winded speech. With that, on behalf of the entire faculty and staff, I welcome you to Sunrider Academy. The audience politely applauded. Phew, it's over at last. I withdrew with Ava, thoroughly relieved to be off the stage. As soon as the opening ceremony was over, it was time for our morning classes. Since Ava was a fourth year now, she went upstairs while I was on the third floor with the rest of the third years. An old-looking teacher introduced himself as Mr. Gray, and he began our class. Yay! Our first positive point. It's lunchtime. Where should I eat? Yeah, until I get either a homemade lunch or I buy myself a bento from the shopping district, I can only go to like 2 different places. And I tend to like to eat in the courtyard. It's my personal favorite. It's also usually where you run into the swimming club president. And I like her the best out of everybody because she seems the most interesting. But I don't think I've ever successfully romanced her, or anyone really, because I've never actually been able to beat this fucking game, which is one of the reasons why I'm going to try this time to do it. Now that classes were over, it was time for the student council's first meeting. Look here, Kato, this just won't do! What? Ava opened a file called Club Reports on her holo and flipped through page after page of forms. Some of these clubs have not submitted dues or membership reports for years! Ugh, I knew the previous president was lazy, but I never imagined it could be this bad. I could feel my eyes glazing over as I looked through the paperwork. I threw my hands up. Is it really a big deal? As long as people are having fun, aren't the clubs fulfilling their purpose? Ava stared at me incredulously. Ugh, we have to get the clubs in order before anything else. I'm appointing you as the club manager, Kato. Go to the problem clubs and get their issues resolved. Got it? Club manager? I got slapped with a title already? Oi, you can't just... Ava crossed her arms. Or you could just help me fill out these equipment use forms. A terrifying stack of paperwork sat beside Ava. Okay, I'll go figure out what's wrong. Good. I looked through the club reports on my holo. It seemed like there were 3 problem clubs, the kendo, science, and swim clubs. Looks like I'll be managing the 3 of them. You can see club reports on your holo. Each club has 3 stats. Member count refers to the number of members in the club. Readiness refers to the current ability of the club to perform their activities. Morale refers to the happiness of the club's members. Clubs require readiness to win competitions and bring prestige to the school. However, gaining readiness drains morale. If the club's morale is too low, then its performance will be negatively affected. Having more members multiplies the club's readiness. However, chances to recruit new members do not come often. Managing each club's stats is the key to being a successful club manager. Do your best! Well, let's check out the kendo club first. I entered the kendo dojo and saw a girl just about to leave. Hi, are you in the kendo club? I'm the new club manager at the student council. Ah! She eyed me suspiciously as if I was somehow already the bad guy. I'm here to talk about the dues for your club. The Imperial Tax Collector has arrived! She bolted. What the... While I was firmly opposed to the notion of running a random girl down, I instinctively gave chase. Hey, wait! She ran into the courtyard. Ah, for crying. I'm from the student council. Your club hasn't paid any dues for the last 3 years. La 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 la, don't know what you're talking about! She picked up a watering hose from the garden and pointed it at me. I'm a fire and blazers! I narrowly leapt out of the way and took cover behind a tree. Wah-ha-ha-ha-ha! She laughed as she soaked the tree with water. That's improper use of school equipment. Fortunately, the water lost pressure and the stream limped down into a trickle. I've got her now. You've got a lot to answer for. Hee! I marched towards her. She backed herself into a tree. I got her now. Now, isn't it time you explained what happened to the dues? Not yet! Asuka gave the tree a kick. Fly, my children! I looked up and saw a horde of pissed-off birds sitting on the branches. They all glared at me as if I had just ate their young. What the... Suddenly, the world was enveloped in flapping wings and feathers as the birds attacked me. Ah! Killed by the birds. And so, I, Kato Shields, became the first to fall in the line of duty. Whoever knew that being on the student council could be a matter of life or death? Are you alright? My senses returned to me. Maybe I overdid it a bit. A bit? You've nearly turned me into bird food! Sorry! Oh! The girl picked a feather off from my head and held it in front of me. It's pretty! Pretty my ass. I crossed my arms. I'm Kato Shields from the student council. The president says that you've been behind on your dues. The dues, you ask? Let's see, altogether, I think you owe the school 600 credits. 600 credits?! You could buy a nuclear warhead for that amount! No, you couldn't, you moron. In what kind of universe would a weapon of mass destruction be that cheap? Well, Well, the truth is... The girl suddenly prostrated herself before me and held up her credit chip. I'm sorry, I can only offer 10 creds. 10 creds? This isn't the due. Nope, it's a bribe, Mr. Manager. Oi, what? You think this is Ongus and you can... Yeah, Ongus, and you can just bribe your way through everything? I apologize. I sighed. So what happened to the dues? I honestly don't know, Mr. Manager. You're the captain of the Kendo Club, aren't you? That I am, Mr. Manager. So isn't it your responsibility to gather the dues from the members and send it to the student council? That it is, Mr. Manager. But the truth is, people come and go so frequently, and well, asking for money up front makes the first years reluctant to join. I'm sorry, I have no idea whether we've been bothered to collect dues the past 3 years. How can you even operate a club without dues? So I guess nothing's going to be resolved, huh? Are we going to get disbanded, Mr. Manager? She eyed me with huge puppy eyes. Whatever. I've been put in charge by the president to put the problem clubs back into order, so I guess I can manage the Kendo Club until you've paid off the back dues. Does this mean you're giving us another chance? I shrugged. That's what I'm here to do, I suppose. Alright! Don't worry about a thing, Mr. Manager. I'll put the Kendo Club back to working order in no time at all. You'll see. What a sudden change in emotion. I'm Asuka Okuren, the captain of the Kendo Club. Nice to meet ya! She shook my hand over vigorously. Likewise. As I said, I'm Kato Shields, the new vice president of the student council. I look forward to working with you, Mr. Manager. My name has been replaced with the title already. I got Asuka's contact info and her club times onto my holo. Starting tomorrow, I'll have to work hard to fix everything. I made my way to the science lab. I really hope whoever's in charge of the science club was more normal than that crazy captain. Just as that thought passed, an enormous explosion shook the floor. The science lab steel door flew from its hinges and a fireball erupted from within. Did I just witness a fatal accident? I ran into the science lab, coughing in the thick smoke. Inside, I saw an unconscious girl sprawled on the floor. I picked her up in a panic. Hey, are you alright? She rubbed her face ruefully, somehow miraculously unhurt by the prior fireball. I guess I have to change the recipe. Suddenly, she noticed that I was holding her and jumped away. Ah! She looked at me fearfully. Awkward silence. Welcome to the bakery club. Would you like to try one of the muffins? The bakery club? But I thought this was... I looked around. Lab beakers? Check. Chemistry sets? Check. Lab coats? Check. There's no doubt about it. This is definitely the science club. There's no way... The girl offered a tray of muffins. They're quite good. Normally I would not accept food from a complete stranger, especially those who miraculously survive catastrophic lab accidents, but there was something strange about these muffins. Their exquisite aroma, their fluffy form, the perfectly decorated canned fruit on top. I couldn't help but take a bite. Holy! I had to research for days to find out how to replicate the fruit. Before I realized it, the entire muffin was gone. I resisted looking at the tray of more muffins. I wiped the crumbs from my mouth. I'm Kato Shields from the Student Council. I heard from the president that your club forgot to submit its membership report this year. I looked around the empty lab. Clearly there was nobody else here. Are you the chairperson? She nodded her head yes. Are there any other members? She shook her head no. Is this really the bakery club? What happened to all the other members? They graduated. All of them? Yeah. So, what's the full story? It all started in my second year. A group of seniors suddenly came to me and said they needed me for the science club no matter what. All I was interested in was the baking club, but the seniors really insisted that I join the science club instead. They even let me use the matter replicator to make pastries, so long as I helped them with some research from time to time. So I'm guessing that these seniors all graduated and now you're the only member? She nodded yes. You know, if a club doesn't have at least 5 members, it has to be disbanded. I thought so. I guess I can just use the oven at home instead. Don't worry, your club's not getting disbanded. In fact, the president told me to get this club back into working order. You only need 4 more members, right? The club recruitment festival's next week. I'm sure you can recruit enough people then. Anyways, I'll be managing your club from now on. Let's try our best to recruit more members, alright? I'm Chigara Ashada. It's nice to meet you, Mr. Manager. My descent into becoming a walking title continued. Oh, and be more careful from now on. We can't have any more of those explosions. Understood. I sincerely did not want any casualties under my watch. It would be bad if someone were to lose an arm or an eye from an explosion like that. I got Chigara's ID on my holo. Looks like I've got a lot on my plate this year. There was just one more club to visit. It was getting late. I wasn't sure if anyone from the swim club would still be here. I entered the pool. Nope, the lights were out and the pool wasn't even filled with water yet. Oh yeah, this is like a really, interesting way to be introduced to the swim captain, needless to say. Looks like the swim club wasn't here. I'll have to come back tomorrow. Just as I was about to leave, I saw someone at the top of the diving board. What the? Was she about to jump off? Oh shit, no. I ran up the diving platform, yelling my lungs out. Wait, it's just the beginning of the term! Things can get better! The girl looked at me blankly, not a trace of emotion on her face. Don't be stupid. It's still too early to throw your life away. She walked away from the diving board and returned to the platform. She was ghostly pale and showed as much emotion as a stone pillar. Seriously, what was wrong with this girl? Trying to commit suicide on the first day of school? The school has counselors who can help you. There's no need to do something so drastic. She looked at me and tilted her head. I looked down into the pool. We were so high up that I couldn't even see the floor in the darkness. Just looking down made me dizzy. Wait a minute. Don't tell me. You were trying to dive off thinking the pool was filled with water? Ah, hello, Hyperspace. Welcome. This is a visual novel game. Obviously the game category is not correct, but I couldn't... For some reason, Sunrider Academy isn't listed as a game on Twitch. So I put it within the Sunrider category, because it's within that series, so... But... yeah! The goal of this is to get a girlfriend by the end of the school year. That's pretty much the goal. And you were so completely lost in your thoughts that you never noticed the pool was empty in the first place? I rubbed my face, shocked at the revelation. Had I arrived just a second later, she would have been a pancake at the bottom of the pool. She still stared at me, completely unfazed by the fact that she narrowly escaped appearing on the morning news. Why would you do a thing like that? You know it's dangerous to use the pool without the lights on. Practice. Practice? Ugh. You wouldn't happen to be the captain of the swim club, would you? She nodded her head. Ugh, she really looked like another piece of work. With captains like these, no wonder these clubs have trouble. I'm Kato Shields from the student council. We should talk somewhere else. We got off the diving platform. As I was saying, I'm from the student council. We haven't got membership forms from the swim club for the past year. You wouldn't happen to have them somewhere, would you? She tilted her head. I figured as much. Look, if you're the captain of a club, you have to comply with certain rules. What, you don't even know what a membership form looks like? Ugh. I opened my holo and opened one of the forms. It's one of these things. She looked at my holo curiously. You've never seen a holo before? How do you not have a holo? You need it to do schoolwork and talk to friends. You mean to say you still write down everything on pen and paper? What? You're too poor to afford technology? I scratched my hair in frustration. I thought the kendo and science clubs would be challenging, but this was a new difficulty tier of its own. There's no need for you to apologize. It's not your fault you don't have enough money to afford a holo. I'll just get a stack of paper copies from the student council room. Make sure you fill them out, though. The president told me to manage the swim club until it comes into full compliance with the school's rules. I look forward to working with you. What's your name? Sola. No last name? The mystery thickens. Since Sola didn't have a holo, there was no way to contact her except in person. That was going to complicate things. By now it was late. It's already after hours. You should head home. We'll take care of this tomorrow. After bidding Sola goodbye, I went home. So many things happened, and it was only the first day of school. It was obvious that this was going to be a very busy year for me. Who knew that things would turn out this way? Club manager, huh? And all I wanted were just better uniforms. That's literally the only reason that the main character decided to be on the student council and be vice president, was just to improve the student uniforms. That's it. That's all. Nothing else. Just what have I gotten myself into? Nothing good. That's what. It's now the second day of school, and I have full control over this motherfucker now. I'm gonna save over the fucking file that failed miserably. You are now free to control Kaito as you wish. How will he survive this year? Only you can decide. You should be careful of bad ends. If you trigger all the conditions for a bad end, then your adventure will end. Which is exactly what happened when I was playing this on my own time. Because every single time I can get to about the middle of the game to where the final exams are, somewhere around there, and then somehow I fuck something up and then it's game over. And I have to start all over again. It's very annoying, but I'm gonna try and see if I can get through this game in its entirety. Like, I will get an ending, and it's not gonna be a bad ending this time, I fucking swear. I'm gonna try so hard. But, yeah, for anyone who's just joined, the game category is wrong, but that's because apparently Twitch does not have Sunrider Academy on Twitch to label it properly, so I literally just threw it in the Sunrider Academy or Sunrider category because fucking close enough, right? For now, there is only one condition. Condition 1, ensure that all clubs have at least 5 members by the end of D1 next week. Good luck, Mr. Manager! It's morning. Time to go to class. Oh, it's Mr. Manager! Good morning, Mr. Manager. Good morning. I guess we're in the same class. I'm surprised I didn't notice yesterday. What a coincidence, eh? To be in the same class with Mr. Manager. This will make communicating easier. Do you two know each other? Yeah, this is my old pal Chigara. I was surprised such a loud girl could become friends with someone as shy as Chigara. I guess what they say about opposites attracting was true. It seems like just yesterday when I saved Chigara from those hoodlums. Asuka, those were just... Lucky I had my boken? Oh, that's probably like the wooden sword thing. Handy to chase them away. Listen, Chigara, you gotta be careful in this town. You never know when a bad guy might take advantage of a poor defenseless girl like you. Like I keep trying to say. Whatever Chigara was trying to tell Asuka, it was pretty obvious that Asuka was not listening. The bell rang, signaling the beginning of class. Oh, it's time to get crackin'! Asuka ran to her seat and opened up her holo. We should get to work too. Chigara smiled and returned to her seat. Oh yeah, and if anyone was wondering when it came to my stats, I picked intelligence this time. The first playthrough that failed miserably was the one where I tried charisma, because I thought that that would help in regards to, like, gathering recruits. But, I don't know. We'll see how things play out. Where should I eat? I only have 2 places I can go at the moment, so courtyard it is, because that's where I prefer to be. I returned to my seat. Excuse me. Hey, Mr. Manager, do you usually eat downstairs? Yeah, both my parents work, so my mom's too busy to prepare meals. I see. Too bad you don't have a lovely girl to make you a homemade lunch every day, Mr. Manager? Oi, I don't need something so luxurious. Just then I was reminded of my bet with Mare. My heart sank. Asuka was right. I wasn't even close enough to a girl to have her cook for me. Why did I have to make such a stupid bet with Mare? Mare is his sister. There was no way I was going to get a girlfriend by the end of the year. Don't worry, Mr. Manager. You'll find someone in no time. Just then the bell rang, signaling the beginning of class. Asuka gave me a wink and went back to her desk. Eating a lunch made by a girl would be nice. So far, you can only eat in the cafeteria and the courtyard. Getting a homemade lunch will allow you to eat at more locations, opening up more possibilities. You should find out a way to get a homemade lunch if you want to make the most out of your lunch break. I can also buy one for myself when it's early game like this. It's time for club activities. The first recruitment of running a club in Sunrider Academy is that it must have at least 5 members. Or requirement, not recruitment. Fuck. If any club has less than 5 members after the recruitment festival, then it will be disbanded and you will receive a bad end. In order to recruit more members, simply select the club you wish to oversee and press recruit. Watch out for the club recruitment festival at the beginning of the year. Recruiting on that day will increase your recruitment effectiveness by 10 times. So far, the science club is most in need of additional members. Make sure it's not disbanded next week. Good luck, Mr. Manager. I'm gonna fucking need it, man. Like, I am so gonna need it. Let's bake pastries to increase morale first. Ah! Oh, you scared me there, Mr. Manager. Is there something we should do? Is something troubling you, Chigara? You seem a bit uneasy. Mr. Manager, I'm sorry. Sorry? What for? It's my fault that this happened. If only we had recruited more underclassmen before the seniors left, then I wouldn't be the only member. None of this is your fault, Chigara. Besides, it's those good-for-nothing seniors who kidnapped you that never recruited anyone else who are at fault. Anyways, don't worry. I won't let the science club get disbanded on my watch. For some reason, I feel like I can believe in you, Mr. Manager. Speaking of which, why were those seniors so desperate to recruit you anyways? I don't really know. I just happened to visit the lab for club recruitment day. All I did was just tinker with the matter replicator for a few minutes, and then after that, all the members of the science club started stalking me, insisting that I joined. They even left 100 messages on my holo, begging me to join. The hell? That sounds like a crime. Seriously, these seniors must have been total assholes. Just then the gadget which Chigara was working on started emitting a blue neon light. What is that? Ah, this little thing? It's nothing special, but I call it the auto finder. If you ever lose something, you can just tell the finder what you lost and it will automatically float to its location and start beeping. What the hell? That's ingenious! I just finished it. You can even test it out if you want. I lost my pen the other day. The auto finder beeped and started floating to the corner of the room. I walked over to where it landed and sure enough, found my pen. Holy! It works! It found my pen! It must have fell from my coat when I held you yesterday and rolled over there. Chigara, you're a genius! No, I'm just a normal girl, Mr. Manager. I grabbed Chigara by the shoulders. If you patented this gadget and sold it, you could become a millionaire. Screw it, with your talent, you could even start your own tech company. Ah, Mr. Manager! I suddenly realized how close I was to Chigara. I let go of her and calmed myself down, now embarrassed at my outburst. Sorry. But really, Chigara, you're a genius! No, I'm not. I honestly have no interest in getting rich or in starting my own tech company. I'd be perfectly happy just living in a quiet town and working at a small bakery. I couldn't help but smile. I see. You're a nice girl, eh? Stop it, Mr. Manager. I think the spectrometer might need some more maintenance. I'll just get on that. Yes, the spectrometer. Maintenance. That's funny. Club activities concluded for the day. I still have some time left. I wonder what I should do. I can explore Sarah City once school is over. And I can open the map on my holo. Chatting with your friends is a good way to build up relationships. When visiting places on the map, you can randomly run into your friends. Talk about something which will interest the other person to win her affection. But be careful. Talking about something which will bore her means you will lose affection points. Which is why I use this quick save option frequently. Because of that. Good luck. I'm gonna fucking need it, bro. Maybe I should increase my fitness. Cool. Oh yeah, and when you sleep, you lose at least 3 stress, and then sometimes something else, like the charisma. Time for school. Lunch. Let's go to the courtyard. Let's see if I can recruit anybody. Okay, that worked. That's nice. I don't have homework yet, right? Yeah, I don't. Okay, so I don't have to worry about that. But my stress is getting high. So I should go to the park. Mare should get out of her lesson soon. I should go pick her up. I picked up Fleet Admiral from the home and walked him to the park. He's so cute! I love him. I mean, that's no surprise. Any animal in any game is probably my favorite. Arf! After some time, I spotted her across the street. Yo! Ah, it's Fleet Admiral! Oh, and you too, Kato. What are you doing here? Nothing much, I just didn't have much to do. Calling your sister out for a lovely park date. I guess this means you're still living the loner life, huh? Way to poke an open wound. I guess. Oh well, at least you still have me. Thanks, Murray, but honestly, the thought of my little sister being the sole source of my female companionship for the rest of my life was too depressing to fathom. As if she could read my thoughts, Mary frowned. Aw, you're thinking bad thoughts about me, aren't you? Not really. Stupid Kato. I got Mary a juice box from the vending machine before she decided to jab my virgin scar even more. Don't think I've forgotten about that promise, Kato. You better introduce a girl for marriage to our parents this year, or else I'm going to be super disappointed. Don't screw with me, that was not the promise. Mary gave me a smack on the back. Keep fighting, Kato, 'cause I want to see you struggle some more. Such a little bundle of evil. I threw my hands up after that conversation. Oh well, let's just go home. Okay. Yay! Get rid of my stress. Stress is the worst thing, because if you get sick, it can fuck with you. And it's not what you want. This is all about the statistics and the strat, man. It's all about it. Time for school, go to class. I'm gonna go to the courtyard and eat. Ah, good, I ran into her. I'd nearly finished eating when I spotted a familiar face. Yo, how's it going? Unsurprisingly, she just stared at me silently. I noticed she was eating a very Spartan meal of just rice and bamboo shoots. A homemade lunch, huh? Well, she obviously had no interest in companionship. I felt like I should talk to her. Do you usually eat here? That's a relief. Since we can't talk through the hollow, it'd be nice if I knew where to find you. Sola squatted down on the ground and gathered some branches. She pretended to light a lighter with her hands and made hand gestures indicating flames roaring from the branches. No, I don't think I can light a signal fire on campus. Sola sighed and plopped back down on the bench. She looked at me and shrugged. Seriously, I can't believe you don't have a hollow in this day and age. What a strange girl. She must have lived inside a capsule for the past 200 years to think people still used signal fires to communicate. Sola finished her lunch and packed her container into her bag. The bell rang, indicating the end of lunch. I packed my stuff up too. See you later. Farewell. Okay. Oh boy. I wonder if I can do another recruitment. Okay, it worked. Okay, good. What can I do? What can I do? Let's do some exercise, I guess. Hopefully nothing else goes wrong with these sleep things. It's mid-break. I have the day off. Alright, so in that case, I want to reduce my stress a little. Right, okay, so I should increase my relationship with you somehow. Okay, that worked. As long as they don't get mad at you, that is the main thing. What do I got? I don't have any luck, so maybe I should pray and make a donation. It'll probably help in this situation. This is a problem. This is the girls' swim club, isn't it? Seriously, what's Ava thinking assigning a guy to oversee this club? I couldn't imagine that the club members were happy knowing that I was watching their every move. I hope nobody minds me being here during club activities. Sola shook her head. Well, this is a club for girls, right? Sola tugged on my sleeve and pointed to behind the diving platform. A trio of underclassmen were hiding behind the platform. They disappeared as soon as I turned my head and giggled. Huh? What, you mean to say they actually like me? Sola nodded. Really? I couldn't tell whether I should be flattered or embarrassed. Whatever. I was here in my capacity as the vice president of the Sunrider Academy Student Council. I had to get the swim club into compliance before it was disbanded by the school. I couldn't afford to get distracted. Yes! Anime waifus! It's not the actual game that's listed for the game category, because apparently Sunrider Academy isn't listed on Twitch for whatever reason. But it is a Sunrider game, so I figured I might as well throw it in there as something that exists. But how are you, man? It's been a while since I've seen you in the chat. I shook my embarrassment off and did some paperwork on the bleachers. Okay, so that increased their readiness. I should increase their readiness too. And then I might want to decrease my stress. Ooh, you're alone, eh? Yes, I am, sister. Let's gossip. Cool, that worked. I imagined a synthwave outrun situation. What does that mean? I'm not sure what that means. Okay, we're doing great. Let's eat in the courtyard again. Nothing interesting. Ah, no! I failed in my class. No! Let's see if I can recruit. No! Fuck. Shit. Shit, fuck. Oh no, and I have to recruit... Well, actually, no, that's the Club Recruitment Festival, so that's actually a good thing. The rest of it, though, I don't know. Oh, jeez. Oh, God. I'm good. Been playing Control. How things going? I've heard of Control. I haven't touched that game, though. I don't know if it's good or not. I imagine it is. It's been going okay. I need to stream more often, just because I've been kind of busy lately and I've been falling behind on a few things in regards to that shit, but other than that, it's been fine. I blame work. Work is a part of the reason as to why things have been that way. Kaito, let's play! Alright. I know gossiping works with you, because you like to gossip. Good, now that my stress is down, maybe I can focus on other shit. Let's eat in the courtyard again. Can I recruit another one? Okay, it worked. Okay, good. I will do some work, because I need money for stuff too. Oh shit, I only have 1 luck now, and if that goes down in my sleep, that's not good. Because you can get negative luck, and negative luck is not fun to have, man. It's really not. It fucks you up, because it makes things harder to actually succeed in. Eat lunch in the courtyard. Ah! Shit. I'm gonna report my progress and get some charisma back. I don't have any items yet. That's fine. Maybe I'll go for a stroll in the park. Because I don't want to have too much stress happening, because that's really not good. You can get sick, and I guess it can make it easier for you to get a bad end. So, you know, don't want that. Do not want. Woo! Alright. Because if I get more money, that's good too. Let's pray at the shrine. Let's do 2 credits. These songs can get stuck in your head so easily. So I apologize if that happens to any of you. You know the picture with the big orange sunset with the purple wireframe ground? Ex-Bigtron 80s vibes. That's what I thought of when I saw Sunrider. Someone speeding through that virtual low-res sunset on a retro-futuristic hyperbike with the waifu on the back seat. Someone needs to draw that now. Seriously. Oh my god. That's actually really cool. The Sunrider Academy games are pretty fun, or the Sunrider games in general are pretty fun. I personally like Sunrider Academy the best so far, but that's just because it's a challenging strategy game that really, I don't know, I guess it like, oh shit, what's the word? It like hits my brain the right way, basically, because like it's a challenge that doesn't make me frustrated. Like, it does, but not in a way where I would, like, quit and then never play the game again. You know what I mean? Only $20. That won't get me far. Please don't have anything else. No, not my luck! Bitch! Bitch! Okay, I have 1 luck still. Okay. Work. What do I got? Okay, so I should be able to pray. And I'll give you 5 credits. That way you give me more luck. Yeah, it's a great fun challenge, at least in my personal opinion. Maybe I should raise morale with this one. And then, I mean, you also get to date anime waifus, so you can't go wrong with that either. Oh, okay, no worries, man. See you later. What am I at? 8 stress, huh? I should probably go for a walk in the park. There we go. Going for a walk in the park is at least a free way to, get rid of stress. There's other ways to get rid of stress too, but... Okay, right. I gotta get new members, because this is the festival day. Which afternoon classes are suspended for recruitment activities, which should I oversee? Yeah, science. They need it. They need at least 1 more person. Ah, Mr. Manager, I was waiting for you. Chikara stood nervously with a stack of recruitment posters in her arms. Let's try our best, okay? Yeah, don't worry. I'm sure we'll get lots of new members today. Oh no. Oh no! No! Am I gonna fail this whole thing? Oh fuck, thank God. Thank God. I got at least 1 member. Oh fuck. Control is a cool game. Also been playing Trails in the Sky. Nice old school JRPG. Ooh. That sounds like something that would be up my alley. Well, now that the science lab actually has enough members, I may not have to worry about it as much. I went to the pool for recruitment day. Ah. Sola? What are you doing in your swimsuit? Sola tilted her head confused. Today's recruitment day. You can't wander around campus looking like that. Forgot. Some of the underclassmen managed to convince Sola to change out of her swimsuit. I returned to the abyss. Sola disappeared into the change room. Unbelievable. The rejection, right? I was so worried. A short while later, Sola returned in her regular uniform. I handed Sola a stack of recruitment posters. Make sure to hand all of these out to prospective members, alright? She nodded. I sure hope nothing goes wrong. Oh god. As everything starts going wrong. Oh no. Do I not get a single recruitment? Okay, I got 1. Wow, that was so... Only 1 for each club? Okay. That was just... That hurt. That hurt my soul. I thought I did better last playthrough with that. I probably did. Oh, right. Talk to you about classwork? Sure, that works. She didn't not like that, so... No! How dare you take a piece of my intelligence? I need that. Performing actions increase your stress in varying degrees. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. If you gain too much stress, you will get sick, as I was saying before. Should have stayed in the swimsuit, right? That would have worked. Being sick drastically reduces your chances of succeeding at activities and increases the rate at which you gain more stress. You can also get a bad end if you get really sick. If you are sick, you should consider staying home on break days to rapidly regain your health or buying medicine from the store. The best way to prevent sickness is to stay in shape by exercising beforehand. So basically, exercise is important and I should do it. Let's go to the courtyard, because I don't like to change up my routine. I opened the student council room's door with apprehension. I hope this meeting goes well. It's about time you showed up. You better not have spent the past week slacking off, Kato. For these clubs' sakes, and for the reputation of the student council. I swear, we gave it our all, Prez. We'll see about that. Ava opened up the problem club's membership reports on her holo. Well, looks like everything checks out. Alright, none of the clubs will be disbanded. For now. Good job. Wait a minute. Did she actually... What? What did you say? Unbelievable. I said good job, you idiot. Alright. I broke into a grin and saluted Ava. Thank you, Prez. I'll work even harder to not let you down. You better. Because really, getting enough members was just the beginning of the battle. Now there's even more work to be done. Look, there are kendo tournaments, science exhibitions, and swim meets throughout the year. We'll have to win them to bring prestige to Sunrider Academy. Hopefully, once we do that, the school will finally see the value of these clubs. I looked through the calendar on my holo. Ava was right. The year was crammed full of competitions. Alright, Prez, I'll do my best to lead my clubs to victory in all of the competitions. Good. You better not let me down. It's been forever since Ava even acknowledged me or called me anything except idiot. I felt pride swell up inside me. Alright, I'll work hard for the rest of the year and finally earn her respect! As soon as I left the student council room, I nearly bumped into a trio of anxious-looking faces. So, how'd it go? Are we getting disbanded, Mr. Manager? I smiled and gave everyone a thumbs up. Nope! You guys all did well. The Prez is impressed with you all. Let's continue to work hard for the rest of the year, okay? Alright! We did it! I'm counting on you, Mr. Manager. Because this year, I'm planning to take the team all the way to the Galactic Championships. It's either the Galactic title or bust this time around. Asuka, you always overdo everything. Wahahaha! We'll go for the gold too, Mr. Manager. Yeah. And so that's how my year with these wacky girls began. The trouble clubs, huh? And here I was, the manager of this group of misfits. Even though they all had their quirks and were a far cry from the model club leaders, I couldn't help but feel responsible for them. Alright, this was just the beginning. This is the year we're going to turn things around. You guys might be known as the trouble clubs now, but next year everyone on campus will know your names as the leaders of Sunrider Academy. We're not going to settle for second place. Mr. Manager. We must have looked foolish shouting like that in the hallway. If someone were to see us, that person would think we were all crazy. But this was the moment of our promise. We weren't going to back down until we've reached the top. Or so I thought. Now I'm hungry. Come on, now that that's over, let's go eat something. But Asuka, it's still club hours. Was too tense. Energy low. I woke up from my dream and returned to reality. We still had a long way to go yet. Yeah, we do. Maybe I should increase morale. Time to leave school. As I was walking off campus, I saw Chigara in the courtyard. Oh, Mr. Manager. Hey, Chigara, what are you doing here? I just wanted to say thank you for helping me recruit new members today. For a moment, I thought the science club was really done for. No problem. I'm getting myself cozy here. If you can see cat hair on here, then, well, yeah, I have cats, so. It was mostly your hard work which paid off. I was just there to support you. No, I'm really not cut out to be club captain. Maybe it'd be easier if someone else did it. No way, it has to be you. But please don't say such bold things, Mr. Manager. But why are you so focused on the science club anyways? Didn't you say you wanted to join the bakery club instead? To tell the truth, I wish I could just be a regular girl. But everyone I've met insists that I should go into the sciences. Not to mention my parents are both scientists. It just seems Chigara is destined to wear a lab coat. Oi. The best way to be successful is to do something you enjoy. You can't keep living life for other people forever, Chigara. Eventually, you're going to have to decide what you want. What I want. Anyways, that's all I had to say. I'll see you tomorrow, Mr. Manager. See you later. Alright, what's my stress looking like? Not terrible. Let's exercise. Because the hell— Okay, that sucked. Mari creeped into my room with a mischievous face. So any progress, Kato? I still haven't beat that level yet, no. Dummy, I don't mean your stupid game. I sighed and shrugged. All of a sudden, Murray smacked her forehead and gasped. Don't tell me! Kato, could you possibly be gay? I shoved Mary out of my room and slammed the door on her face. Kato, let me back in! Mary sat on the floor, munching on a cracker while reading manga on her holo. Ma, I'd totally be cool if you liked other guys, Kato. Oh, maybe instead of Avi, you'll bring a handsome man with long black hair home one day. And you'll say, Mama, Papa, please let me marry this man. No, you idiot. This isn't like one of your BL games. Mare raised her holo to me, showing a picture of a dude licking another guy's nipple. You're too young to be looking at this shit. Had she no shame at all? I shuddered. Ma, don't worry, Kato. According to this one survey I read on the holo, most guys don't lose their virginities until they're in their 4th year. I highly suspect that this sketchy survey was inside one of those teen magazines you read. Besides, wasn't she supposed to be too young to even see this stuff? Kids these days played all sorts of filthy games. Anyways, make sure you tell me about any developments. Alright. As if. Maybe I can even be the maid of honor at the wedding. Where does she even get these foolish ideas from? I plowed my face into my pillow. Okay. Good night. I don't think I can take any more of this. What a busy day. Yeah, as the story progresses on, you'll find out that your sister is a huge fucking pervert. It's morning, time for school. Now that the school year has begun in earnest, you will receive weekly homework assignments. And since I'm intelligent, I get one less piece of homework that I have to complete. Thank God. You must complete all of your assignments by day 1 of the following week or your grades will be harmed. Homework can be completed at the library. Make sure to manage your time effectively to complete your homework assignments on time. The courtyard. Good day. Let's talk about the weather. Yeah, okay, that seemed to work. As long as they don't give, like, some form of negative response, you should be okay. Let's get homework done. Good evening. Staying late to study? Uh-huh. It must be tough being the vice president of the student council. I always see you stay late overseeing club activities. You must not have much free time. It's pretty busy work, but it has its fun aspects too. So long as I'm not doing paperwork. Like what? Well, it's like I'm in many clubs at once, for starters. It's pretty interesting watching all the different club activities. I imagine so. Also, I get to help people out. It's pretty rewarding. I see. I better get working now before I spend the whole night talking. Well, I better get started on homework. Okay. Good luck, Mr. Manager. You too. Let's see, what? I only have 2 homework. Okay, that's nice. I do need to reduce my stress, though. Jesus. Let's save, since we have the opportunity and have made it this far. Oh boy. Courtyard. Didn't run into anyone. Oh god! Oh yeah, I should look and see what's coming up. The kendo tournament. Shit, I should probably focus on you guys then, huh? Get homework done! Hell yeah! I really need to reduce my stress too, though. Don't want to get sick. Oh, good. Play at the arcade. Oh, I didn't think I'd see you here, Mr. Manager. Yo! Don't tell me. You like holo games too, Mr. Manager? Well, yeah. And here I thought you were going to be all stiff and serious. You've got to have fun every now and then. That's what I say. So what kind of games do you usually play? There's this mech game that I've been really into lately. Oh, I totally know what you're talking about. Man, playing it on the motion simulator is a totally different experience than just the holo at home, eh? You can even feel all the G's and stuff. I never knew you'd be interested in stuff like that. Oh, ho, 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 you're talking to Asuka Okuran, the Galactic Hero of Justice! I've even got a custom rider. You're kidding. I've been playing all vacation, and I've still only unlocked the mass-produced Elite. Heh. Come on, Mr. Manager, it's time to show me your skills. She sure is talking big. My heart started pounding. I wasn't about to turn down a challenge. Besides, she was just a girl. How good could she be? We got into the motion simulator and swiped our credit chips. I stumbled out of the simulator, my dignity torn to shreds. To be bested so easily, I fell to the floor in dismay. Nah, don't worry, Mr. Manager. The blackjack's a pretty tough machine. Screw that. I didn't even get a warrior's death. The Pact Elite, which I had spent my entire summer vacation unlocking, was now nothing more than a red smear on an asteroid. That wasn't even a competition. Ugh. It's because I always play as the commander and not a pilot, alright? That was the only excuse I had left to defend my honor. Oh, a commander player, eh? Next time I'll gather some of my friends on the Hollow, then we can play a team match with you as the commander. Ugh, I guess the bridge was the only place for me. Ah, I sure had fun. And you ain't so bad, Mr. Manager. I'll see you tomorrow. Alright, see ya. With that, Asuka ran off into the distance. Let's do some work. Money is always important. Let's oversee some practice. Oversee some research. Oh, fuck! That wasn't good. Well. Maybe I should exercise. No! Failure! Bum, bum, ba, 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 ba. I thought I had a minute to get a drink, but Jesus, we're already on to something else. Yo, good morning. Morning. Huh? Something was different about Ava today. Upon closer inspection, I realized that her tie was slightly crooked, and her coat had the slightest wrinkle on its arm. Whoa, was this the end of the galaxy? Is something the matter? Ava yawned. Nothing much. She started walking to school. By the way, I spoke with my dad the other night. Looks like the mission's going to take longer than expected. He says he won't be back for another month. Ah, I see. You must be lonely by yourself. You know you should come over more often. Our door will always be open for you. Ava sighed, apparently annoyed. No need. I can take care of myself. Alright, alright. That was definitely Ava, alright. While some people longed to be surrounded by family in a warm home, I was sure that Ava had no interest in such a cliché home life. In fact, I had long suspected that she was, in fact, some kind of android for a substantial portion of my life. There was no way someone could be so unemotional about everything. So, what's the holdup? Some last-minute negotiations. The Alliance brought up some surprise requirements for the trade agreement at the last second. There are some concerns from the Progress Party that the Sarin government doesn't do enough to prevent illegal space whaling near Tidaria. But my dad thinks enough of the Universalists in the Solar Congress will vote for the agreement if the moderate progressives break the party line. Sounds like a lot of trouble. I did the trade agreement would be beneficial to both parties, and then that kind of just, you know, sent her into a spiral of talking my ear off about politics. So I wonder what would happen if I was to pick the other option. But before I do that, I'm going to save in case I don't like it. We're a long way from Solaris. We fought long and hard for independence. We'd be wasting all our founders' work if we signed away our freedoms to join the Alliance. We can't stay unaligned forever, Kato. Sera's still a small planet. Now that the new Empire is gone, the Alliance virtually stands unopposed. They're going to be interested in the Neutral Rim. Well, who knows? Maybe the Compact will stop them. Compact? Operate a space empire? A bunch of slaves won't be able to build a nation without a strong leader, and Arcadius hasn't been seen for years. Most likely he's dead, and without him, the Compact's finished. Ava spoke with great eagerness about the subject. Intergalactic politics was one of the few topics which really got her off. While Ava expressed absolutely zero interest in the topics which girls her age usually chatted about, she could keep talking about politics forever. I guess it was because her dad was in the Sera Space Force. Even though he was hardly home, I could tell she admired the work he did a great deal. It'll be up to me to take care of Ava, too. She might say that she's fine, but I was still worried she was overworking herself. If Ava's solitary life kept up, she might cease to be human altogether and really become a cyborg. We soon arrived at school. Well, see you later. Ava waved and went to her class. I better get going too. Oh, if it isn't Mr. Manager! Yo, how's it going? Hey, just what's your relationship with the class president anyways? I see you walking to school with her a lot. I guess you could call her a childhood friend. We've lived next door for a while now, so I guess we usually walk to school together. I see. Ooh, could it be that you have a crush on her, Mr. Manager? What, me? With her? No way. Why not? Well, she's always treating me like an idiot. She hardly ever laughs at the things I say, not to mention she always makes me do paperwork. Sometimes I have no idea why I hang out with her. I see, so it's a love-hate relationship. Love-hate? But that would imply that there was love. Anyways, it's not like we're going out or anything, so don't get the wrong idea, alright? So basically you're saying you're available. Well, I guess that's one way of putting it. Anyways, we have a job to do on the student council. I don't want any misleading rumors to spread about the prez. Alright. Don't worry, I won't spread any weird rumors about you two. But you seem precisely like the kind of person who would. Anyways, good luck, Mr. Manager. Asuka gave me a thumbs up. You're becoming a pretty popular guy on campus. Me? Yeah. See ya. With that, Asuka ran off. She can never sit still for too long. Maybe I'll go to the cafeteria this time. Oh. I was waiting in line for the cafeteria food when I saw Ava. Yo! I gave her shoulder a chop. Kato? How rare to see you here. Don't you usually pack your own lunches and eat in the council room? I was too busy with paperwork last night. Ah, the unending war on paperwork, huh? The line up ahead still stretched on for ages. Might as well talk with Ava while waiting. Anyways, any progress with sorting out the problem clubs? Well, I did manage to make contact with all the club leaders. For my own sanity as well as hers, I decided not to comment on their quirks. Well, that's a start at least. Look, this is our chance to be remembered in Sunrider Academy's history. We have one chance at this, so we better not mess it up. Absolutely no pressure at all, Madame Prez. Unbelievable. This line is so long. I have paperwork I have to finish upstairs. Ava started tapping her foot impatiently. Only Ava could be eager about doing paperwork. This one has her own serious quirks as well. Soon enough, we reached the front of the line. Ava hastily grabbed a sandwich. I've got work to do. She rushed back upstairs and disappeared. There she goes. Alright, where are we at? Ugh, shit. I better reduce my stress ASAP. Somehow. I don't have homework, do I? No, I finished that. Okay, good. I'll stick with the free version. I was taking a stroll through the park when I saw a rare sight. Ava was kneeling down on the sidewalk, trying to feed a canned anchovy to a stray cat. Everything is Ava related right now. I don't know how I keep doing this. The cat hissed and swiped at the anchovy before running away into the bushes. Ava sighed and looked disappointed. I snuck up behind her. Yo, Prez! Ah! Well, what are you doing, you idiot? Fancy seeing you here at the park. What were you doing? Nothing, just taking a stroll. To freshen my mind for tomorrow's work, that's all. Really? Is that so? Really? Well, I certainly wanted to push Ava further. Her deadly eyes cut through my resolve. Despite her cold, outwardly demeanor, Ava, in the deepest moments of solitude, always had a weak spot for cute and small things. However, much to my grief, I did not qualify as one of the things which she found worthy of her affection. Oh, lamentation! Please allow the hard work of this humble young man to be one day recognized by his senior colleague. Ava frowned at me, obviously upset by my inner monologue. What are you staring at me like that for? Ah, nothing. By the way, I never knew you liked anchovies. I pointed to the tin can Ava was holding. Ava hid the can behind her. Salty things aren't bad during walks. Really? Anyways, I better get going home. Alright. No! It just increased my stress! No! I need to find a way. No, not my luck! At least I still have 3. The courtyard, I guess. I should raise their morale. And then maybe I should go to the arcade, because that'll... Oh, well, I ran into you, okay. Gossip? Okay, that worked. Good. If I can reduce the stress. Then I need to exercise some more so that I'm not likely to get sick. Oh no, my luck! Oh, perfect. I ran into you. Okay, that wasn't a bad reaction. I should increase your morale. And then... yeah, exercise. Oh good, it worked. For a second I thought I was gonna be having problems here. Oh, I guess I can talk to you about sports? Oh, okay, that worked. Okay. Sometimes it works to do that shit. At least my stress is going down. The day off, huh? Let's go on a stroll. Oh, yo! Oh, never mind. Never mind. That didn't work. That didn't work. That did not work. Sports? Yeah, she does like talking about sports. No! No! Fucking Jesus! Why? Why? Okay. Maybe going for a walk will work this time. Okay, good. It did. Thank God. Aw, hey! Nice to see ya! Hollow Knight, huh? That's a game I haven't played, but I know what it's about. It's a good thing you're lurking. It's basically a visual novel game, so I'm gonna be reading out to you a lot. And I'm also trying to get a waifu by the end of the year, while also making sure these problem clubs, don't stay problem clubs. It's a whole thing. And it's a strategy game, and I always have to keep up... well, it's a statistics game, because I always have to keep my stats up, because if I don't, it's a problem, and yeah. Can I buy a charm? Would it be worth it to buy a charm? Or should I buy something else? Let's see. Oh yeah, I can get stuff to help with the clubs. Strategy and waifus? Oh yeah. It's not easy. Like, every single time I get to about the middle section of this game, I end up fucking up and get a bad end, and then I have to restart. So I'm kind of hoping that this doesn't happen this time, but we'll see. The readiness will go up if I get it, but then I'm, like, out so much money. Huh. I'd also like to increase my charisma if I could, but it might just be best if I help out the kendo club. What's my stress? Let's go for a walk. Okay, it worked. Let's do it again. Because if I can reduce the stress for free, that's what we would like, ideally. Okay, so now... oh shit, their readiness is awesome. I didn't mean to do that. I more meant to raise morale, but whatever. Here we are. Let me exercise. Because if I exercise, I'm less likely to get sick. Oh shit, you did not like the gossip. Okay, let me go back. Let me go back. What about classwork? Okay, you liked that. No! I failed my fitness! Oh shit, what's my... okay, my luck is still okay. That's good. I should probably increase that though, that way I have better chances. No! Oh, excuse me. That was my bad. Oh, Mr. Manager, we've got the first kendo tournament of the year coming up on D9 this week. Alright, let's try to get some forward momentum by winning this tournament. So how do these tournaments work? Basically, there are 3 rounds. Winning a round depends on skill, morale, and the size of the team. If we win all 3 rounds, then we win the gold. If we win 2 rounds, we get silver. If we win 1 of the rounds, then we get bronze. And if we don't win any rounds, you have to buy everyone on the team a consolation prize. As if the rules say anything about that. So basically, if we lose all 3 rounds, we just go home as the losers. So how many times have we gotten gold? Well, you know, the other schools around here are pretty good. I didn't like the sound of that. Well, we must have at least won silver a couple times, right? Beads of sweat started pouring down Asuka's face. Well, we did win a glass clock for putting on the best halftime entertainment show last year. It's sitting on my desk in the club leader's office. I even polish it every day. My expectations sank. Don't tell me. We've never even won bronze? I'm sorry, Mr. Manager. I wanted to bury myself. We were supposed to be the best school in Sarah, and yet to think the Kendo Club had not only never won a tournament, but not even a single round. No wonder they called this a trouble club. I sighed. Time to roll up my sleeves and get to work. Well, this only means we're going to practice extra hard today. Understood, Mr. Manager. Oh, I should have homework. Yeah, I do. Shit, fuck. I better do it. Yeah, you're surprised to see me here, blah, blah. Let me gossip. It worked that time. No! Stop making me more stressed out! I don't need this shit. I need less stress. Less stress. No, not my luck! Now I'm at 0! Oh, God. No, I didn't run into her. Raise the morale? Even though I didn't know much about Kendo, I knew that she was good. Despite her personality, I definitely wouldn't want to mess around with her. Asuka swung her sword and scored a point by cutting across the opponent's hip. Do! Asuka's shinai was completely bent in half. No way! The bamboo was totally cracked, or totally wrecked, with the entire top half of the sword in splinters. Well, fuck. I ran down from the bleachers and examined the damage. I guess we'll have to get a new one, huh? Asuka fell to her knees. No way! My sword! It's annihilated! That's probably because you used too much force. Do you have a spare you can use? Asuka's face crumpled. She shook her head. Does someone else on the club have a spare? Asuka shook her head. How does the club not have any spares? To tell the truth, we've always had an equipment shortage at the Kendo Club. In fact, some of the junior members share swords because we never have enough. I nearly fell over in dismay. Then how are we going to participate in the tournament? I don't know. I thought we just figured something out. Figure something out my ass. There were only days left now. I guess the only thing we can do is buy more swords then. I took a look at Asuka, who was now already trying to slink away. I grabbed her by the scruff of her neck. Let me go. No, there's no way you're going to get out of your responsibilities this time. We're going to have to raise money ourselves and buy a new set of swords. It's for the sake of the team. But where are we going to get money? There's got to be places around town offering paid work. We'll just take up a temporary job and make some cash to get the new swords. We don't have much time anymore. Meet me after school and we can go job hunting. Understood. I waited for Asuka in the courtyard. She better not have flaked out on me. Oi! I'm here! She finally showed up. Good evening, Mr. Manager. Chigara said she was gonna help out too. Yeah, sure is nice having friends, huh? You guys are a big help. Are you sure, Chigara? You don't have to if it's too much work. Honestly, it's mostly Asuka's fault for not taking enough care of her own club. No, I don't mind. Besides, Asuka's always trying to help me out. I've always wanted to return the favor. Alright then, let's head to town and see who needs help. You can make money by working various temporary jobs around the city. Every job has a different pay, but those with higher pays are more difficult to complete. Each workplace also requires different skills. Try experimenting which jobs require which stat in order to earn the most money. I bet I could do the science place. Hell yeah! It's because I'm so smart. We managed to make some money. That's a relief. Now we'll be able to get enough swords for the tournament. I'm sorry for all the trouble that Asuka causes, Mr. Manager. You could say this is a recurring event in our friendship. Considering her complete lack of responsibility, Asuka's entire life story must be one of near misses and last-minute saves. I had no idea how she even made it this far. Well, it looks like we managed to avoid forfeiting the tournament this time. But be more careful, alright? It'll cause trouble for me if we forfeit tournaments for stupid reasons. Understood. I'm sorry. Seriously, let's just get those swords before business hours are over. What an exhausting day. Heh. Woo, looks like I owe you another one. Don't worry, I swear I'll pay you back for this. You can count on me. Somehow I got the feeling that by sundown tomorrow she will have forgotten entirely about today. So, has it always been like this? Like what? Basically, do you just cause trouble which Chigara has to clean up? Mr. Manager, it's not always like that. I sighed. You're the leader of the Kendo Club, Asuka. A lot of people are counting on you. You can't just wing it and hope that things will work out. The Kendo Club's going to be a trouble club forever if you do that. I know that, you dumbass! But it's not that easy. Sorry, I didn't mean to. Thanks for helping out today. I should get going. Asuka. I didn't mean to be that harsh on her. I was just under a lot of pressure. I didn't mean to take it out on her. Mr. Manager, Asuka may be unreliable, but she always means well. Yeah, I know. I really screwed up there, didn't I? Some manager I am. No, you're doing a great job. Asuka hasn't been so excited about the club in months. She really thinks that with you as the manager, the club can make it into the Galactic Championships. Huh. That hopeless piece of shit club make it into the Galactic Championships? They called themselves a Kendo Club, but didn't even have enough swords for all their members. Asuka really was hopeless. Alright, tomorrow I was going to apologize properly and train the club even harder. We'll need all the practice we can get before the championships. Don't worry, Mr. Manager. I'll apologize to Asuka properly for you. No need. Tomorrow I'll apologize myself. Then we'll redouble our efforts and win the first tournament of the year. Yes, Mr. Manager. Where's my fitness at? We'll see how things play out. I just don't want to have any negative luck, because negative luck is bad. We don't need negative luck. Let's raise the morale. I entered the gym and spotted Asuka. Oh, how's it going, Kaito? Yo, sorry about last night. You're totally right. I haven't been taking the Kendo Club seriously enough, even though all the members are counting on me. I'm gonna have to work harder, just to win this tournament. Nah, I'm sorry too. I was just under a lot of pressure because of all the work. It's harder than I thought to be on the student council. I never imagined how hard it would be to juggle between being the club manager and a student. So don't mind what I said, alright? I was just stressed out. Asuka patted the top of my head. What the? I couldn't help but be suddenly embarrassed. Asuka seriously had no notion of personal boundaries. We'll kick those bastards' asses so hard come this weekend that the janitors will have to scrape their bodies from the floor all week. Let's go get 'em, Kaito! Yeah, let's do this. And then I should do homework. Because if I don't do... Oh, fuck! I don't need more failures! Failures are bad, goddammit! Ugh. Will I ever run into her again? I keep trying the courtyard because I want to run into her, but she never is there. Let's oversee some practice. I should reduce my stress. Oh, well, hello. Let's talk about the weather, I guess. No! I was trying to reduce stress, not add to it! Ah! Okay, it'll be fine. It's fine. Oh, day off. Day off. Oh, my luck! That's my problem. I gotta go to the shrine. I gotta pray my bad luck away. Dear Lord. That might be part of my problem. Oh, what the fuck? I've been trying to find you all, and you're here? Report progress. I stepped into the student council room and saw Ava at her desk. Yo! She absent-mindedly kept typing away at her holo, completely ignoring me, huh? Ahem. Was my presence so minuscule next to the task at hand, Madame Prez? All she was doing was filling out paperwork. After over 10 years of friendship, she chose paperwork over talking to me? Not even a friendly hello or a how's it going, Kato, but merely a was it? I fell to the ground in complete defeat. What are you doing? Oh, just carry on, Prez. I'm just a minor background character in your life anyways, aren't I? Despite being your only friend for over half your life, you would still pick paperwork over chatting with me. Idle chatter doesn't accomplish anything. Filling out this auditorium use form does. Just go back to your work, then. You've already made me lose my focus. What's the matter? Oh, nothing. I was just stressed between managing 3 clubs and doing homework, so decided to take a break by chilling with my childhood friend for a bit. If it's nothing, then don't bother me. Icy cold as always, Prez. Seriously, Kato, our duty to the school is too important for us to afford to slack off. We promised a lot of things during our campaign, half of which I have already forgotten, and we only have a year to deliver on them. Honestly, given the severity of the situation, it's going to be an uphill battle to fulfill our campaign promises. Well, goodbye thermoweave uniforms. Have you been studying well? I've been trying. Listen, Kato, as the vice president of the student council, you have a certain image to maintain. If you score below the 60th percentile on 3 monthly evaluations, you'll be forced to resign. And honestly, if you're not smart enough to be over the 60th percentile, I'm going to have to reevaluate our friendship. Ouch, Prez! Why do you always have to be like that? Sunrider Academy was already a top-tier school. Being just in the bottom 1 percentile was a great honor. You better study hard, turn in all your homework assignments, and ace all the exams. But Prez, I'm already busy with fixing up the trouble clubs. I don't suppose you could let me take a peek at your homework? You know, pool our knowledge and stuff? No! You're lucky I don't report you to the disciplinary department for soliciting academic dishonesty. Such a harsh mistress. Being a student leader is hard work, you know. Nobody said this was going to be easy. Understood. Compounded only by your complete lack of sympathy for your loyal subordinate. The door opened again and Asuka poked her head in. Is this the student council room? Ah, welcome. Is there something I can help you with? What a complete change in personality! I stood beside Ava, struggling to keep a straight face as her personality did a 180. Here's the equipment request from the Kendo Club. Ava opened the form on her holo. Thank you for filling it out. Unfortunately, club funding is limited, so we may not be able to comply with all of your requests. I figured as much. Is there anything else I can help you with? Nope, I think that's it. Have a good day. See ya! Asuka left. I eyed Ava. What? Oh, nothing. Just wondering how your personality can go from ice to warm in a split second. Well, I better get back to work then. Don't let us down. Okay. 10 stress. Oh, what the fuck? What are you doing here? I just saw you. No, my intelligence. Go to the courtyard and... Oh, God! Excuse me. Can I recruit anybody? Oh, sweet, I did. I'm kind of surprised, actually. Ooh, you're alone, eh? Shut the fuck up, sister. I'm done with your shit. Let me talk to you about sports. Because apparently I'm a sporty dude now. Oh god, the luck went down. I need that though. It's been useful. Actually, where is the kendo tournament? Oh shit, it's coming up, okay. I should be fine though. It's the other tournaments I'm a little worried about, honestly. Can I recruit? Oh, it worked. Sweet. Let's go on a stroll, because I need to reduce the stress. That's always a constant with me. If I reduce the stress, it'll help. That's what I tell myself, anyway. I also need to work to get more money, but, there's too many things you gotta do in this doing good so far, though, so that's good. Oh well, hello. Exercising with you shouldn't be so bad. Ah! No! God damn it. And the kendo tournaments today. I hope we do well. What am I at for money? Nothing good, but if I reduce stress, that should help, I guess. Oh, you liked it when I flirted with you. Okay. I'm a little surprised. Let's work. Get some mun-muns. Finally, the day of the first kendo tournament of the year came. Oh, manager! How are you doing? Not nervous, are you? Wahahaha! Me nervous? We're gonna kick their butts so hard they're not even gonna realize what's happened to them. Then we'll slap their mamas in the faces, eat their babies, and kick their dogs too. The hell, Asuka? That's going way too far. Anyways, just try your best, alright? Roger that! I sat down in the bleachers and eagerly awaited the results. We won that. Cool. Yay, we got the gold. I leaped up in joy. Alright, we won gold! Asuka came flying towards me. Wahahaha! She jumped and flattened me. We did it, Kaito! We got the gold! Yeah, I know. Even after changing out of her kendogi, Asuka was still brimming with joy. Hey, you saw me when I totally nailed that guy in the head, right? Ooh, I was afraid I broke another shinai when I did that. Yeah, I saw. Honestly, I was scared you'd put someone in the hospital. Wahahaha! Check it out, Kaito! Asuka held the gold medal up. Whoa, so shiny. I wonder if there's chocolate inside. No, don't bite the medal. Asuka gave me a hug. My heart twitched as I felt her outline against my torso. What was that? A thank you for your help. This is just the beginning, Kaito. Let's keep this streak up and go undefeated. Next up is the Galactic Championships. Undefeated? I was definitely setting the goal too high. For now, let's just try our best, alright? And then I think we have the swim meet coming up. Yeah, we do. Okay. So I should probably focus and get that done soon. Oh, hi. I hope you're fucking proud of us, considering what we did. Oh, shit, you didn't like it when I flirted with you. Okay. Back it up. No, you didn't think... Yeah! You didn't like it when I did that either! No! Fuck! Weather? Okay. Apparently talking about the weather worked. You're alone, eh? Yeah. Did you think I was gonna bring some chick home already? Okay. I want more money. I need to buy things to help with shit. Temp job. No! What the fuck? Oh. I didn't mean to... Okay. I wanted to take a stroll, but, fuck me, I guess. Let's raise the morale. And then... Yeah, we might want to oversee practice. And then... Yeah, let's just go for a walk and try and reduce stress. Hi, sis. What the hell do you want? Ah, shit. Talking about classwork didn't work. Okay. Sports? Okay, that worked. We have no goal right now, but that's fine. We're doing okay so far. This week's the Winter Festival, huh? Hey, Kaito, are you a believer? Me? Not really. I didn't think anyone took religion seriously nowadays. Hoo. You never know. I hear if you disobey the Emperor's laws, his ghost might haunt you at night. That just sounded like some story to frighten children. Anyways, Chikara and I were gonna visit the shrine on D4 for the festival. You should come along too, Kaito. Why not? Alright, I hear there's going to be a lot of food stands this year. When we went there last year, we ate too much. Smoked squid, ice cream sorbet, sesame seed balls. Basically anything you could ever want. This religion thing's not so bad. She's a convert merely because of the food? I mean, I would be too. I like food. Especially desserts. Really love desserts. Yeah, let's raise morale. Sola came up to me and gave my coat a tug. Oh, come to think of it, the swim club has a meet this weekend, doesn't it? Another athletic competition, huh? The work of the club manager was never over. Alright, let's try our best and win the meet. Sola gave a thumbs up and dove into the pool. She popped her head out from above the water and gave me another thumbs up. I guess that just meant she was enthusiastic about winning. It was time for me to work hard too, for the sake of the swim club. It'd be ideal. We'll see how it goes, but yeah. Oh shit, I have homework? Fuck. Oh yeah, because I guess it's D1 right now. Alright. That's fine, I guess. Someone make me a bento so I can go places. Oh god. No! No! My stress! No! Alright, let's play some games to reduce that shit. Oh my god. No, my luck! It's not going in the negatives yet. Okay, good. Oh fuck. We do not need negative luck. It fucks you up hard. Can I run into Sola in the courtyard at some point, please? That'd be fucking awesome. Let's raise morale again, because, you know, I kind of fucked that up myself. Do some homework. Hello. Sports? Okay. No! I do not need failure. I don't want failure. I don't want it. So we're having failure. Oh hey, I think this is when I go out with people? I had the day off today because of the Winter Festival. Keito, come on! Huh? Didn't you say that you were going to the shrine today? I guess I did. I slumped out of bed. Mare had already dressed up, apparently assuming I would take her with me. Quite an assumption. Oh well, I better not make a stink about it. Even if I didn't take her, it seemed like she was going to interlope one way or another. I guess Asuka and Chigara wouldn't mind if I also took Mary along. We should take Avi along too! I wouldn't get my hopes up with that one. She's way too antisocial for these kinds of things. Despite that, I saw Ava downstairs. Oh, that's a surprise. What are you doing out here? Nothing much, I was just about to take a stroll. Excuse me. It's rare to see you relaxing. You should come to the shrine with us. It's the Winter Festival after all. Well, if you're inviting me. It's important to get fresh air at the mountains every once in a while. Looks like this was going to be a pretty big outing. For once it felt like my social life actually existed. Could this mean that change had finally come? Well, there they all are. We met Asuka and Chigara at the transit station. Oi! Keito! Ah, Mr. Manager. Yo! I brought some more people. Oh, it's the Student Council President! Good morning, Madame President. Good morning, you two. And this is my younger sister, Mare. Aww! I never knew you had a little sister, Keito! She's cute! I'm Chigara. Nice to meet you, Mare. I'm Asuka. Your brother's been helping out at the Kendo Club. Thank you for looking out for my brother. No. He's the one looking out for me most of the time. 100% true statement. Soon the transit to the shrine arrived. We left the shuttle and entered the shrine grounds. The shrine was bustling with activity. Even though it was usually a quiet place, today it was teeming with people. Asuka was already busy giggling with Mari about something. I guess their mental ages were about the same, huh? I sure hope they weren't talking about me. Although they most likely were. We walked around looking at the stands. Whoa! It's that, Chigara! Ah, that. Asuka pointed to a small prayer booth. Begin the year with the Emperor's blessing for an active love life. Sola? Where'd she come from? The monolith of pure love beckons all singles seeking companionship. Alright! This year is definitely gonna happen! Asuka rubbed her palms and prostrated herself before the monolith. Oh, may the blessings of the Emperor reach this lonely soul! Oh, holy Ruvian Emperor in heaven, please let me get a boyfriend this year! Way to make a mockery of yourself at a holy site. I was sure that if Asuka kept that up, she was just going to end up cursed instead. Ah, and it'd also be nice if I could lose a few pounds off my butt. Please let that happen too! That was definitely beyond the love monolith's powers. Clearly not a shred of common sense existed in this girl. Asuka finally picked herself up. Okay, I think it worked. Asuka gave me a thumbs up, looking stupidly confident. What the hell? It's not like the clouds parted and a celestial choir sang from the heavens. She was beyond help. Does anyone else seek the Emperor's blessing? Me? No way. I guess I could try. Don't worry, Kaito. I'll pray really hard for you so you get double blessed. Mare and Chigara walked up to the monolith and prayed. I guess it was my turn now. I will pray! Oh well, since everyone else was doing it, it couldn't hurt to try to fit in. I walked up to the monolith and knelt down, even though I was sure this was nothing but a piece of stone. Suddenly I was hit with a tingling sensation. The clouds suddenly started rolling across the sky as if time was sped up, and yet it seemed as if my body was paralyzed and everyone around me was moving in slow motion. Your wish has been heard. But what the hell was that? The world returned to normal. I was kneeling at the prayer stand as if nothing had happened. I could hear Asuka talking loudly about something behind me. Did I imagine the whole thing? The powers of the Holy Empire are mysterious. Huh! Sola was somehow leaning down right beside me. When did she get there? I recalled that in its heyday, the Ruvian Empire had technology which would appear magical compared to today. They had gadgets which could open gates to parallel universes, manipulate minds, and alter the perceptions of entire societies. So, maybe something which could get you a girlfriend was child's play for the Ruvian Empire. Was this monolith actually a piece of lost technology from the ancient era? As if, Kaito. I had obviously been single for far too long to believe any of that nonsense. Nice try myself, but I wasn't foolhardy enough to engage in such wishful thinking. I left the monolith, convinced that I had imagined the entire experience. Unbelievable. Come on, Kaito, this is nonsense. Prez. But really, I didn't know you were so chummy with the student council president, Kaito. What could you mean, Asuka? We merely maintain a cordial working relationship to best fulfill our duties as the student council. Oi, you can cut it out with the act, Ava. What's Avi acting so weird? I've been Ava's next-door neighbor ever since we were little kids. You could say we're childhood friends. I never knew. There, now you don't have to be so uptight, Ava. Unbelievable! We have to appear professional in front of the student body, Kaito. What if a bunch of weird rumors started spreading about us? You know, weird rumors only start if you act suspiciously, as if you have something to hide. Like having double personalities and keeping secrets. Kaito! Ava crossed her arms and frowned, obviously upset that I told the others about our past. It's not like there was anything juicy to hide. We were just old friends, that's all. Oh well, it's good to work with someone you're really close to, huh? Asuka and I have been friends for a long time. We always combine our powers whenever one of us is in a pinch. Having friends to look after you is nice. And there you have it. So why don't you relax and just enjoy the day off? Alright. And there she was, the grumpy usual Ava I knew and loved. But you guys better keep this a secret, alright? My lips are sealed. Of course. Well, it's not like Sola was going to tell anyone. Although Asuka was nothing but a liability. Oh, speaking of which, Madame Prez, I don't suppose you could expand the Kendo Club's budget. No. I thought so. It wasn't as if normal Ava was any easier to chummy up with than the fake student council president Ava. Hey, don't you go to the same school as us, Sola? Sola's actually the captain of our school club. I've been managing her club too. Or school's swim club, I guess is probably what that said. I wasn't reading that right at all. I see. Ooh. Say, Kaito, does that mean that you get to see a bunch of girls in swimsuits every day? Oi, it's not like I'm there to goof off. The work of the club manager is important. Still, it must be nice for you, eh, Kato? Idiot. Or is it that you just prefer shrine maiden outfits more? I did see a girl like that in one of your... I wrapped my hands around Mari's mouth. Oh, what was that, Mari? I leaned in close and whispered into her ears. You want to tell us all about that massive stash of BL games you have on your holo? Our weapons of mass destruction firmly pointed at each other. We decided to declare a truce. So you're a student club captain and a shrine maiden? That must be a lot of trouble, huh? But I do not mind. Your clothes are so pretty, Sola. But seriously, Kato, you've gotten awfully popular, haven't you? Huh? Hoo, shamelessly walking around the shrine surrounded by no less than 5 girls. I can just feel all the death glares you're getting from all the guys around us. But what the hell was that? Death glares! I looked around. Sure enough, all the guys were staring at me as if I was some kind of asshole player. Ugh, I hadn't even noticed until now. And it's getting dark in here, so I should probably turn the light on. There we go. God damn it, it's not like I was going out with any of the girls. Not to mention, one of them was my sister, for crying out loud. Fumes erupted from my head. It's because Mr. Manager's such a nice guy. He helped me recruit enough members for the science club. Oh, and you were a big help when I broke my shinai. Good companion. Unbelievable. Kato, you better have been taking your duties seriously. I hired you as the club manager to fix the trouble clubs back up, not to hit on a bunch of girls. I have been taking it seriously. I swear. I could feel myself being backed into a corner. The girls all looked at me as if they enjoyed the pit I was falling into. Asuka put her arms around my neck as if she was a guy friend. Alright, Kato, we'll sweat out your youth at the kendo club. The sweat on the kendogi freezes during winter and the armor rots with mold during summer, but we'll suffer together. That sounded disgusting. Chigara tugged at the cuff of my coat. Mr. Manager, even though we have enough members now, I still have a long way to go before I can be a club captain. Please keep taking care of me, okay? They were doing this on purpose, weren't they? Weren't they? The shrine has many secret nooks and crannies. May I interest you in a private tour? Even Sola was joining in on this madness! I looked at Ava for help. She was my childhood friend. Surely she would... Stop! What are you doing? Yes, that was it! Kato's my subordinate. Only I get to mess with him. I keeled over, as if Ava had sucker punched me. Prez, how could you betray me so? Ma, Kato, you're so popular. Looks like your little sister was worried for nothing. No, this is... Enjoy yourself. This was the love monolith's power, wasn't it? That had to be the only explanation. After witnessing the power of Ruvian techno-magic firsthand, I was ready to become an overnight convert to the Church of Ruvia. The power of the Holy Ruvian Empire was never to be underestimated. After a fun day at the shrine, the sun was setting and the shops were closing up. That was fun! We should come back again next year. Please visit the shrine whenever you need the Emperor's blessing. Thanks for having us today, Sola. Sola nodded. Then I shall take my leave. See ya, Sola! Bye-bye. We should return home, too. Time to hit the sack. Huzzah! Death glares from a bunch of guys. Figures, huh? Oh, fuck. I think my luck is bad now. It's at 0. Okay. It's not, like, negative, but still not great. We're doing better with the money stuff, so that's nice. Extracurricular stuff. I should oversee practice at the very least. Aw, fuck. I don't have homework, do I? No, I don't. I have just enough for the swim goggles, and I think it'll be worth it, so I might as well. And we'll take a stroll in the park. Hi. Hello. Let's talk about the weather? Okay, that worked. Alright, let's see what's gonna come out of this. I need to win over somebody so they can make me a lunch. I'll get there eventually, but like, it needs to happen. Oh, what the fuck? What are you doing here? I wouldn't expect you to be somebody who would be in the gym exercising. I have no money. Hopefully my luck doesn't get bad in the meantime. Ah! Ugh. Still haven't run into Sola, and I'm struggling in my classes. God damn it! We don't need this right now, bitch. We really don't. No! God fucking damn it. No, my luck! No! I need to go to the shrine. I need to go to the shrine. Oh, fuck. I can't have my luck decrease too much because that'll be such a problem. Ah! Perfect. It worked to flirt with you. At least I've got at least I've got that going for me. Let's oversee the research. Okay, that worked. And then I need to pray. Oh. Okay. Even though it was difficult to climb up the mountain, I thought coming here could bring some good karma. To my surprise, I was greeted by a familiar face. Welcome to our shrine. What? Sola? I never knew you worked here. Ah, Mr. Manager. Have you come seeking a blessing? Yeah, I thought I'd try to get some good karma. With all the work I need to do for the student council, I'll need all the divine intervention you can muster. Sola nodded. Still, I would never have guessed you were working as a shrine maiden, Sola. Even though I did see you as a shrine maiden at the festival, but let's just forget about that entirely. Not work. This is my residence. What? There was no way Sola could live in the shrine. The priest here was an old man who looked over 100 years old. Could it be that Sola was his great-granddaughter? Please follow. Sola led me to the prayer stone. While I knelt down beside Sola and pretended to pray, my head was now stuck trying to figure out how Sola came to live in the shrine. May the grace of the Eternal Emperor reach you. She stood back up. The blessing is complete. Thanks. Few still follow the path of the Holy Empire. While the ancient era has long passed, we welcome all who seek his blessing. It felt like it would be too rude to ask Sola how she became a shrine maiden now. Looks like Sola's mystery thickened even further. Well then, I'll see you at school. Farewell. 2 credit donation. That way I can get my luck back. I need at least some, okay? Without it, I think I'm gonna be fucked. Let's save, because I think I have an exam coming up now that... Oh, actually, no, it should be the swim meet that's coming up and then the exam. Yeah. What's my stress at? I should reduce that shit. Oh shit, hi. Wasn't expecting to run into you so fast. No, you didn't like it when I flirted with you. Fuck. Gossip then? No, you didn't like that either. Fuck! Classwork. Okay, that worked. No! I'm trying to reduce my stress! Oh, now I've run into you. Talk about the weather, maybe? There we go. Now okay. Let's bake pastries, huh? That ought to be nice. Alright, cool. You're not the only girl who talks to me, sis. I got other people. And the swim meet is today. Alright. I should do the temporary job. Today was the first swim meeting of the year. Alright, let's try our best to win. The members of the club were lined up beside the pool when I arrived. Sola came over and tugged on the cuff of my coat. What's the matter, Sola? What? The members want a speech, but you don't know what to say? Sola nodded. So you want me to deliver the speech in your stead? A speech here? And in front of a squad of girls clad in swimsuits, too. Impromptu speech-making skills didn't seem a part of the club manager's job description. Just what kind of situation called for a speech in front of a bunch of girls clad in skin-tight suits? All the girls stared at me. Ugh, did they enjoy putting me on the spot? With a line of girls staring at me, there was no way I could refuse. Here goes nothing. Proud members of the Sunrider Academy Swim Club. Today we face the first challenge in the journey of our youth. I see in your eyes fear of what lies ahead. I can feel the pounding of your hearts as you nervously await the arrival of the competition. Take heart, my team, for we have practiced hard and come prepared to meet our challengers. We shall take to the waters and defeat all who oppose us. Go forth and swim with all the grace and magnificence of a space whale! Huh? They are majestic creatures of the infinite star ocean, gentle yet steadfast, kind yet indomitable, peaceful yet powerful. Let that be our creed, our motto! Swim onwards, Sunrider Academy Swim Club, for the glory of the space whales! That went somewhere completely different from where I was planning. The members of the swim team cheered and giggled anyways. Sola gave me a thumbs up. Good speech. Really? I wonder. And so the first team meet of the year began. Okay, we got at least bronze. Silver. Gold! Alright, we won gold! I stood from the bleachers and applauded for the team. I have returned. The team has performed along optimal projections. However, much work remains for the rest of the year. I'm sure we'll keep this up. Good job, Sola. No, it's all thanks to you, Mr. Manager. Please keep watching over the swim club. Yeah. All of a sudden, we were ambushed by the members of the swim club. Good job, Captain! It's all thanks to you, Captain! Oh. Sola lost her balance in the horde of congratulatory members and fell towards me. Ah! I caught her in my arms before she hit the tiled floor. Are you alright? Yes. Seriously, you girls need to be more careful. The swim club looked at me with mischievous eyes. One of them even gave me a thumbs up. Did they plan this out from the very beginning? Now, I request that you release me. Sorry. I returned Sola to her feet. I'm sorry, your clothes are now wet because of me. Me? Don't mind it. Now go on, go get changed with the rest of the club. Understood. Sola walked away. Just as she was about to enter the change room, she looked back and gave me the faintest smile. Club hours are over for today. And it seems we did well. I wanted to do well at that job, though, because then I'd get more money. Because we need money for things and stuff. Like charms. Having some charms would be nice. Okay, I didn't run into anyone. Now, there's an exam coming up, and then and then another kendo tournament, and then the first science exhibition will be coming up. Okay. We can do this. It's possible. Probably. I saw Asuka pacing nervously in the library. Is something the matter, Asuka? Oh, Kaito! Nothing much. Just a bit worried about my grades, that's all. Somehow I wasn't surprised at all. Just how did Asuka get into Sunrider Academy anyways? Math sure is hard, eh? I have no idea how any of this stuff will be useful for my life. All I see are triangles and wavy lines, and those proofs seem to be so roundabout and long-winded. Maybe I'm just not cut out for this, Kaito. Anyone can learn math eventually. I disagree with that statement as someone who is very shitty at math. Maybe I should go into a career which doesn't involve math. Somehow I had difficulty imagining what kind of career Asuka would go into. Maybe a pro athlete? Asuka dropped her hollow on the floor. It rolled below a table. Ah! She bent down to retrieve it, only to bang her head on the bottom of the table as she sat back up. Ah! Asuka collapsed to the floor, clutching her head. Even the table's against me today. My hope for Asuka's future dropped considerably. Maybe she'll make it as a stand-up comedian. Hey Kaito, if I flunk out of school, can I just be your housewife? Boy, that bump to her head must have done more damage than I thought. I sat Asuka on a chair and pointed her head at her hollow. It's still too soon to give up. Now keep trying. Only losers accept defeat when there's still time left to improve. Alright, I'll keep trying. Asuka returned to her studies. I better hit the books too. Ah! I don't need more stress, goddammit. It's always so hard to deal with this. And like, I need to get $50 so I can get this like blanket that'll make it so that I'll reduce stress more when I sleep, as well as making it a 50% chance of not losing other stats while I'm sleeping. But I think it's gonna take me a while to get there. Oops. Oh well. Gossip? Nope. 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 You didn't like that. You sure as fuck didn't like that. Okay, classwork. You liked that. At least I got homework done, but Jesus. No, my luck! I'm at -1 luck now! No! This is not ideal. I didn't think I'd meet you here, Mr. Manager. I didn't think I'd meet you either. Let's talk about the weather. Bake pastries, I guess. And then go for a stroll at the park. Oh wait, I needed to go and oh fuck. That's right. I need to go to the shrine. I forgot. I was focusing on other things. Oh dear. Sports. Yeah, talking to you about sports. That ought to be good. Oversee research. That went well, thank God. And then let's go and pray at the shrine. 5 credit donation. That ought to help. Mid-break, day off, huh? Alright, in that case, let's try to raise up money, huh? Ah. Ba-ba-ba-ba. Bake some pastries. Oversee some more research. Let's work. No! God damn it. I'm trying so hard. No, my luck! I don't need it to reduce, man. No. I'm gonna have such bad stress. Maybe I'll try and recruit some people. Okay, at least that worked. The weather? Okay. I need to make sure that my intelligence is okay too, because the exams are coming up. Oh man. Too many things to focus on. Ah! Yo! Good day. As usual, Sola was eating nothing but rice and pickled vegetables. Considering she lived at a Ruvian shrine, though, that was starting to make sense. Hey Sola, I know you live in the shrine. Does that mean you can't eat any meat? Sola shook her head. The Church of Ruvia does not impose any dietary restrictions on its followers. However, the doctor has advised the head priest to adopt a vegetarian diet. Oh, well that explains that. So what's it like being a shrine maiden of the Church of Ruvia? Many millennia have passed since the light of Mount Destiny faded. The Holy Empire is no more. Gone are the old ways. The Emperor was no god, but a mere man, or else the light of Ruvia would still reach us. All the followers of the Church know this. If you know that one, then why do you still believe? The shrine is a tranquil place. I like the quiet solitude it provides. That was hardly a satisfactory answer. In the current age, hardly anyone still believed in the old religion. The Holy Ruvian Empire might have imposed obedience to the Church in its heyday, but those times were long past. Today was the age of politicians and businessmen, not priests and emperors. Hey Sola, do you want to try a meat patty? It must be boring eating nothing but rice and pickled vegetables every day. Sola looked curiously at my tray. Has she seriously never ate meat before? Here you go. I picked up the patty and placed it on her rice. Sola picked it up with her chopsticks and took a petite bite. It's good, isn't it? This meat patty, I do not mind it. I guess that was her way of saying it was good. It must have been tough growing up on a shrine. Is the head priest a relative of yours? Not really. He is a kind and generous man, and he may be like family to me. It sounded like Sola had a complicated home situation. I shouldn't pry into her private life. The lunch bell rang. Sola packed up her belongings. Farewell. She always sounded so dramatic when she said that. It sounded like a goodbye given at the moment of permanent parting, not the end of lunch break. See ya! I waved and headed to class. Okay. Maybe I can recruit another person. Nope. Guess not. Alright. Maybe I should exercise. It's morning. Uh-oh, today's the day of the monthly examination. Only prayer can save you now! And I hope I pass. Oh god, please let me pass. I'll get a bad end if I don't pass. I took a seat next to Sola. I hope you had a good break. I wonder why we have the day off during the Winter Festival. It must be a vestige of our time under the Ruvian Empire, which nobody ever bothered to change. During the ancient era, control over technology was given to those chosen by the Emperor. Those who were not chosen lived in ignorance of the rest of the galaxy. Every year, the poor would gather in shrines and pray to the Emperor for the end of winter, and the spokesman of the Emperor would deliver the people from the coldness of winter and to a bountiful harvest. Sounds pretty crazy. I can't believe that the entire galaxy lived like that in the past. When men become gods, they seek worshippers. Instead of using their technology to improve the lives of the masses, the Ruvian lords feared losing their position and hoarded such power for themselves. Such a nation was destined to collapse. Sola seemed way too jaded. That's not the kind of stuff you'd expect to hear from a shrine maiden, huh? But perhaps by studying the mistakes of the past, we may learn a better path. Despite her eccentricities, she seemed to have the right idea. I noticed that Sola had been eyeing my meatballs for quite a while. Here you go. I lifted her a meatball and placed it in her box. Sola stabbed it with a chopstick. The meatball disappeared down her mouth. The faintest trace of a smile appeared on her face. Feeling like I've accomplished a rare feat, I wanted to feed her more. I gave her a piece of my apple tart. Sola's eyes lit up as the tart hit her mouth. It's pretty good, huh? What is this delicacy? It's just an apple tart, Sola. You can buy a pack of 12 for just a credit at the store. I see. So such inexpensive pleasures exist in this world. I had no idea what she was talking about. This apple tart. I wish more of it. Ah, sorry. That was the only one I had. Sola's face fell. Ah, no. Well, how about I take you to a sweet shop after school sometime? A sweet shop? I totally just blurted that out on a whim. Uh-oh. This totally felt like I was asking her out. I just saw Sola's disappointed face, and that was the first thing which came out of my mouth. Good going, myself. Just then the ghost of my totally not dead little sister appeared. Kato, isn't this a good chance to work on that little promise you made me? Remember, you only have until the end of the year. Ugh. Yes, invite her out. Ghost Mary was right. This wasn't the time to second-guess myself. It's a place where they sell lots of apple tarts and other sweet foods. Very well. Then take me to this sweets shop. Sure thing. Meet me after school after club hour is over. I made a note of the meeting on my holo so I wouldn't forget. Alright, a chance to hang out with a girl from school after class. I couldn't help but get excited. Please let me pass. I'm concerned. Oh, I did over the 74th percentile. I made the cut. That's good. Let's keep it that way. Okay, let's try to recruit. No! I saw Sola waiting for me under the tree where she always ate lunch. Yo, did you wait long? Sola shook her head. Let's go. We walked to the sweets shop. Sola looked through the glass display case. Ah, she spotted the apple tart and pointed at it. That one, huh? All of a sudden, I heard a familiar voice. Mr. Manager? Oh, you work here, Chigara? Yes, a little bit of part-time work. Come to think of it, I should have expected Chigara to be working there. Practice for the day when you open your own shop, huh? Yes! Chigara noticed that I was here with Sola. Oh, what can I help you with? 1 apple tart and a box of cream puffs, please. Certainly. I handed Chigara my credit chip. Please don't worry about it this time. Consider it a service for a first-time customer. Are you sure? Of course. Thank you for your order. Will that be all? Yeah, thanks, Chigara. Then, thank you for shopping at the Stardust Bakery. Please come again next time. See you. Bye-bye. We sat down on a bench at the park. I opened the box and gave Sola her apple tart. Sola took a bite out of the tart. You really like that, huh? Sola nodded. It must be hard living on a shrine. How long have you lived there? Many years. For as long as I can remember. Really? Do you come from a missionary family? Not really. Then why'd you grow up on a shrine? For as long as I can remember, the head priest and his wife have been like parents to me. I have no recollection of a time before the shrine. What? Really? So then you don't know about your real parents? Sola shook her head. I was but a child when the head priest took me in. Whatever my childhood, it is too long ago for me to remember now. I heard that in some Class 7 worlds, mothers abandon their newborns at shrines because they can't support another child. But something like that happening on Sarah didn't seem possible. We were a civilized world where everyone had access to healthcare and education regardless of social class. Why would anyone abandon a newborn here? It must have been hard. No. While my current lifestyle cannot be called luxurious, the shrine is not such a bad place. Its quiet halls provide me with peace and solitude. Its tranquility is a welcoming break from the hustle and bustle of the city. It is the place I call home. I cannot ever imagine leaving it. In the end, I guess Sola was right. While it wasn't what I expected, a home could be anywhere. It didn't matter whether it was a regular house, a boat, a ship, or a shrine. As long as you cherished it and found comfort within its walls, a home could be anywhere. I see. But if you ever get tired of eating the same vegetarian meals, just tell me, alright? There's a lot of other foods out there aside from rice and pickled vegetables, you know. Understood. I noticed that the sun was almost gone. We better get going. The transit for the shrine will be leaving soon. I'll see you tomorrow. Well, I thank you for your time. Then, farewell. I saw a pair of curious-looking ribbons lurking behind the door frame. Yo, I bought some cream puffs for you. Mary showed herself. She eyed me suspiciously. She crept to my table and unboxed a cream puff while still eyeing me suspiciously. So, how'd it go? How'd what go? Your date, of course! Just how did Mary know everything? Did she commune with all the birds around town or something? Well, you could say it was a success. You better hold your breath, because pretty soon it looks like you're going to be the only single person in this house. Booyah! Completely unfounded confidence. But I better keep up the offensive. If I showed even a sliver of weakness, Marie wouldn't hesitate to nail me. Maybe she'll change the subject if I just keep bluffing. Mary looked halfway impressed as she ate the cream puff. So when are you going to bring this girl home to introduce Mom and Dad? Well, it's best to take it slow. Girls don't like it when you skip too many steps. I guess that's true. Listen, Kato, dating girls in real life isn't like one of those dating sims you play on the holo. You have to be patient and be careful not to overthink the situation. Like you needed to tell me that. I know already. Just trying to give you sisterly advice. You're still way too young to act like my older sister. Well, if you get it, time for Doki lovers. Mary plopped down on the floor and opened up her BL game on the holo. Typical, and she always complained that I played too many girl games. Her mind was obviously polluted from playing games with unrealistically idealized love stories. Yeah, it is self-aware, and it's fucking awesome. Like, everything about this game is quite entertaining for the most part. It's not like those cliche games where they tend to take themselves a little too seriously in their genre, you know what I mean? No doubt the endless fictitious romances which the gaming industry saturated the market with has corrupted the young and impressionable mind of my little sister. And now whenever someone coincidentally hits someone else in the hallway, my little sister sees the beginning of true love when there was only an accident. Another victim to the anime industry, huh? I salute you, my little sister, but you entered this world too young. Aww, you're thinking bad thoughts about me, aren't you? Oh, no. Enjoy your game. Hey, Kato. You're gonna talk to me. Okay. I was not expecting this. Gossip? That worked. Okay. Oh, it's getting hot in this room. Jesus. But I don't want to open the window. Oh, it's the weekend, huh? Ah, fuck my stress. God fucking damn it. Oh, hey, Asuka. Wasn't expecting that. Classwork? Nope, she does not want to talk about that. Okay, let me just... Weather. Okay, yeah, she liked that. Okay. No! It only -1 stress, fuck! Why? Just why? Why? I'm so fucked. I'm so fucked. Raise morale. At least that worked. Maybe I can report progress? Yeah, cool. Let's go for a stroll. Try and reduce the stress if I can help it. Gossip? Oh fuck, she did not like that. Let's go, wait! Weather. Yeah, she liked that, okay. Okay. It's still the weekend. Okay. I'd love to work, but I should get my stress down if I can, as best as I can. Ah! Nope, she did not like that. Nope. Flirting, bad idea. Sports. Yeah. Okay. Ah! Fuck you, game. Fuck you! Alright. Maybe just play video games. That worked that time! Okay. That's good. That'd be nice if it would continue to work. Oversee research. Why does my stress have to be so awful? You know what? I'm gonna exercise. Okay, there we go. We're gonna see how this all plays out. We also have a kendo tournament coming up, so I should probably keep that in mind. Didn't run into Sola there. Oh shit, what do you want? I entered the student council room with aplomb. Yo, Prez, looks like I made the cut. Ava only face-palmed at her holo. Unbelievable. Will you ever just knock and enter the room peacefully for a change? You only got average scores, Kato. You better not get too confident and slack off. Just how is being over the 70th percentile at a top-tier planetary academy just average? I think I deserved better than that, Prez. There's one more thing. Uh-oh. Now that the school year started in earnest, the school will be expecting results from our student clubs. Sunrider Academy is a top-tier academy for select students, so it strives to lead other schools in cultural, scientific, and athletic competitions. The same high standards which apply to regular clubs also apply to the trouble clubs that you're overseeing, Kato. You'll have to lead them to victory in enough competitions soon, or else the school really will shut them down. Right. Now the prestige actually matters. Just placing at a competition gets you 10 prestige. Winning second place gets you 30. Winning first gets you 50. You must have at least 40 prestige at the end of this month in order to avoid a bad end. Be careful. The minimum prestige requirement increases with each month, so you will have to progressively win more competitions. This is where shit starts hitting the fan, okay? I think I understand. One thing after another, huh? You have a lot of things on your plate now. Work hard and don't let me down, okay? I got it, Prez. I'm gonna let you down at some point, probably. I already did once already. I should raise their morale. I got a message on the holo from Asuka and Chigara to meet them at the arcade. Should I attend? Yeah. Alright! Congrats for finishing the first round of exams, everyone! Asuka raised her cup of soda and chugged it down, obviously very glad that the exams were over. I hear Kato did very well. Oh, teacher, please show us normals your secrets! There's no secret method, just a lot of hard work and studying. Ugh, I was afraid of that. I'm glad our manager's so on top of things. Good thing I didn't flunk out. Good thing I didn't flunk out on the first month, huh? Good thing indeed, because you probably would have set a new school record for the quickest flunk out if you managed to do that. But Sunrider Academy sure is hard, huh? If you get placed under the 45th percentile, you're not even allowed to be a club captain. Oof, I managed to dodge the bullet this time. I was suddenly filled with nervousness on Asuka's behalf. While I didn't want to rain on the parade, my confidence in her brain capacity was not high. I wouldn't want Asuka to be forced to resign as the club captain because her grades couldn't meet the requirement. But seriously, just what's with that student council Prez? The other day she saw me playing on my holo in the courtyard, and boy did she give me a mouthful for that. Something about ruining the image of Sunrider Academy. Damn it, but it wasn't even school hours. What'd she care what I do on my own time? Eva can be like that. In fact, she was always critical of anything I do. On top of being overbearing, bossy, and absolutely unempathetic of other people's feelings. It's just the way she is. Besides, there's no one on campus who cares about our school anymore. She's just trying her best to protect our school's reputation. Well, she's going about it in all the wrong ways. If I was the student council Prez, I'd loosen up the rules a bit, you know? I don't see why everything has to be all suit and tie all the time. While I certainly agreed that Ava could loosen up a bit, the thought of Asuka becoming the student council president filled me with horrific visions of a dystopian academy. Boys and girls running through the halls half naked, windows boarded up and graffiti everywhere, and Asuka standing atop a pile of desks in the student council, the absolute queen of chaos. Wah-ha-ha-ha! She would cackle as she commanded her hordes to destroy all civilized order. The academy would fall apart. Well, let's all just try to get along, okay, Asuka? The president's only doing her job. Phooey! Let's hope Asuka never became a planetary ruler. Or else I had no idea what unspeakable misfortunes would befall her subjects. Anyways, enough about her. Now that we're all here, let's have some fun! Oh! Running into Kato! What a coincidence, you say. You fucking invited me here. Nope, she did not like me flirting. Okay, never mind. Never mind. Too early for that shit, I guess. Sports. That works. Let's try the courtyard. Okay. Let's try recruiting people. And it didn't work. Okay, cool. And I have homework. Oh, there you are. Flirt? Oh, perfect, it worked. Maybe I can get a relationship going with her. That'd be nice. She's kind of the ideal waifu that I'd like to romance, but I'll take anyone, honestly. Because I just want something to go somewhere. Maybe I should just do my homework. And then we'll go for a walk. Fuck! God damn it. I just wanted to reduce my stress, but sometimes it doesn't want to work. Haven't run into her again, okay. Let's try to recruit. And it worked that time, okay. That's good. Where are we at? Oh god. Maybe I should go to the arcade. Oh, hey. Let's gossip. Hehehe. Mid-break. Have a day off. In that case... Oh, my stress isn't bad, so maybe I should do a temporary job. Okay. Now extracurricular activities are in session. Let's oversee some research. And then oversee practice. And then let's go for a walk. Fuck! Why? Usually it's fine. Is my luck bad? Have I not checked that? Okay, well, it's not great, but it's not terrible either. God damn it. Oh. Well, I ran into the prez. Will it work to flirt with you? Nope. Okay. Never mind. What about just gossip? Okay. That was fine. That's good. Let's see if I can recruit anyone for the science place. Oh! I guess that did work. My stress. Please let me go for a walk and let it be successful. Please, 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 please. Okay, that time it was. Alright. I need to use the washroom, so I'm going to be right back. Okay, I cleaned up the cat shit box too while I was gone. Alright, let's see how much further we can get with this, huh? I should probably work on my studying. And we need to get everybody up and ready for their special events. Oh, well, hi. Maybe you'd like it if I flirt with you? Nope. Nope. No, you didn't. Okay. What about a pervy joke? Ah, you did like that. Okay. Okay. Let's try to recruit, see what happens. Nice. And we'll do some studying. It didn't work. Okay, never fucking mind then. Wait, what was that 3 for? Was that for stress? Oh no, my luck is at -1. Fuck! Oh. Well, you're back. Maybe I can get on a romance route with her. It seems like I could, but we'll have to see. I entered the student council room to check up on Ava. Yo, how's it going, Prez? Kato, how many times do I have to say it? We can't be so informal on campus. What if someone catches us and thinks that all the student council does is goof around? Well, it doesn't seem like anyone else is here right now, does it? Well, nothing much. The first set of final exams are coming up, huh? They are. And now you're going to get all worried about whether I've been minding my studies, aren't you? I hope you haven't forgotten. It's either the 60th percentile or bust, got it? Alright, alright. You've been turning in your homework on time, haven't you? Even if you cram and somehow do well on the exam, it's all for nothing if you haven't been turning in your homework. Alright. Just try your best, okay? It'll look bad for me too if you get kicked out of the student council because of your grades. Well, looks like I'll have to study hard this week for the exam. This wasn't just about me. Ava was counting on me to stay on as the vice president. Not only that, but all the girls would be disappointed with me if I had to quit as the club manager. If I returned to just being a regular student, I wouldn't be able to help their clubs at all. Alright, failure was not an option. I was going to study hard and make sure I was above the cutoff mark. That's the goal, anyway. But I would also like to reduce my stress, because that's always a fucking problem. Okay, no, you didn't like the pervy joke. I thought I'd try it, okay? Gossip. There we go. Oh, right, that's right. I need to fix my luck. No! Okay, fuck it. Oh no, I didn't mean to... I meant to pray. Whatever. I'm here now. Pray, goddammit. The weather? Yeah. We'll do 2 credits. That ought to fix it for the time being. Or not. It just leveled me out, basically. Okay. Temp job. Fuck. Temp job. Okay. Oversee practice. Fuck. Raise morale. My stress! Maybe, yeah, we'll do this. Okay. Huh. I'd love to have some success at getting that blanket. God damn it. Ta-da! I entered the gym and saw the kendo club messing around with a hover disc. Oh no. Huh? I wonder what was going on. Now victory will be mine! Asuka hit the hover disc with her shinai, sending it flying towards the other side of the gym. Another member ran over and swung the disc back. Whoa! Asuka deflected the disc, narrowly keeping it from going into her goal gate. I caught the disc. What are you doing? I thought this was the kendo club, not the Z-ball club. Oh, Kato! Man, what's wrong with a little bit of fun now and then? Consider it a team-building exercise. Oi, oi, you've got to take this more seriously. I nearly jumped when I heard an angry voice behind me. Oh, so this is how you've been running the kendo club, Kato. Huh! Prez, when did you get here? I've been receiving complaints from the other sports clubs about the kendo club. Eva opened her holo. A slew of holographic paperwork flooded out, forming a huge wall in front of Eva. Let's see. A noise complaint from the gymnastics club. Well, kendo's a noisy sport, Prez. You know, what with the constant clashing of swords and the roaring of the spirit. How the hell is screaming, I'ma rip your babies out from ya and chew on 'em a part of kendo? A complaint from the janitor about shinais never being returned to the storage room, and a complaint from the Z-Ball Club about missing equipment. Ava's face turned bright red. Oh shit. Mount Crescentia was about to erupt and kill absolutely everyone. This was the Avapocalypse as we knew it. With all the losses last year, Sunrider Academy's Kendo Club is nothing more than a running joke throughout Sarah. And instead of trying to improve, you just cause trouble all across campus and bother other clubs. You're just a smear on Sunrider Academy's reputation. I should just disband the club right now. Oi, we might not be a part of the old boys network, but we still work hard. Besides, at least we know how to have fun, unlike a certain someone. Well, let's try to all get along. I risked life and limb by grabbing onto Ava's shoulders. I carted her away from the gym and tried to calm her back down. Ava yelled at me for so long that I lost track of her words. I just vaguely remembered seeing her shaking her fists angrily at me and her stomping her foot on the ground a lot. For everyone's sakes, I will omit further details of her long-winded tirade. Forget it. It's a lost cause. I'm done here. Ava stormed back upstairs, obviously not in a good mood. She's really pissed off. Jeez, what's her problem? We were just having a bit of fun. This is mostly your fault, you know. Sorry. All of this was probably some light-hearted comedy routine in Asuka's mind. Couldn't she take this a bit more seriously? Here I was caught between an obviously stressed-out president and a club captain who was so easygoing that she could fart during a state funeral and start giggling. I gouged my face and messed up my hair in frustration. Whatever, let's just begin practice. Nope, she don't like gossip. Okay. Classwork? There we go. At least I got the homework done. No, my luck! I'm now negative luck again. No! That's the last thing I need. The kendo tournament's coming up. God damn it. 2 credits. There we go. Oh, good. I ran into you. Good, good, good. Nope, she didn't understand my flirtatious advances. Never mind. Gossip? Nope, 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 nope. Okay. Classwork. Nope! Fuck! Something! Anything! Sports! There we go. I needed something to get along with her. God damn it. Oversee practice. Do some homework. Alright. Now I can focus on trying to reduce stress and get money, I guess. I don't know. Raise morale. Go for a stroll. Let's talk about classwork. There we go, that got your attention. Mid-break, huh? Maybe I should just go for a stroll. No! It didn't work. Come on, try again. Maybe I'll talk to you about sports. Okay. Let's oversee some practice. Let's oversee some research. I entered the science lab. Yo, how's it going, Chigara? Ah, Mr. Manager. There's a science exhibition coming soon, isn't it? I checked my holo. Hey, you're right. Speaking of which, Ava's been pressing the clubs to win more competitions lately. This could be a good chance to show off what the science club can accomplish. Is there anything you need to prepare? There is one thing. There's a prototype Alliance quantum entanglement device on display in the museum. If I could take a look at it, it might give me an idea on how to get this communicator working. Chigara pointed to a mass of tubes and whirring on one of the lab tables. Sure, let's go. Really? I wouldn't want to burden Mr. Manager. It's no problem. Besides, it's all for the sake of winning the science exhibition. Meet me at the courtyard after club hours. Okay. I saw Chigara waiting for me in the courtyard. Sorry, did you wait long? No, I just got here. Ah, really? Let's get going then. We took the transit and arrived at the Science Museum shortly afterwards. The museum was always filled with gadgets and space vehicles. While I didn't know how half of this stuff worked, Chigara seemed highly interested. Hey Chigara. Yes? Where do you learn so much about technology? You sure know a lot more than what's taught in class. I mostly learned from watching my parents. They let me tinker around in their workshop ever since I was little. I started with some simple gadgets like prosthetic eyes and legs. As time passed, though, I eventually learned how to make some more complicated devices. Just what part of making a prosthetic was simple? Obviously, Chigara's mind worked a full octave above anyone else. Was I in the presence of a true genius? That's incredible. Hey, have you ever considered applying for an engineering job? With everything that you know, you could change the galaxy. No, my mom got into a slight accident a few years ago. It's nothing serious, but my family had to turn down an off-world job because of it. So they decided I should enroll in Sunrider Academy and live like an ordinary student. It'll still be a while before I decide on a career. For now, my only plan is to just open a bakery. I'm not planning on doing anything which will change the galaxy. I see. Well, I'm sure with your intelligence it'll be a pretty amazing bakery. No. You're embarrassing me, Mr. Manager. Do you have any future plans after you graduate? Starship Captain. I'm sure you'd make a fine captain. I'd definitely feel safe on board any starship captained by Mr. Manager. Thanks. We reached the quantum entanglement device. Chigara examined the device intently, taking notes on her holo. She seemed really into it. Okay, I think I'm finished. Alright. Thank you for accompanying me, Mr. Manager. I had fun. I'm glad. Let me know if you need anything else to prepare for the exhibition. Okay. We left the museum and went our separate ways. And I got intelligence out of that. Hell yeah! ran into you again. The weather? Nope, you did not enjoy that conversation piece. Gossip. Nope. Classwork? There we go. Maybe I should recruit some for the swim team. Oh, that worked out. I'll work at the shopping district. That hurt. I was hoping it would work. I'll gossip with you since I know you like it. Maybe it's because my stress was too high. I don't know. Oh, I ran into you again. Nope, you didn't like the pervy joke. Alright, never mind. What about flirting? Nope. None of these advances are working. Sports? There we go. Let's recruit. Exercise. Classwork? Nope! She called me an idiot. That's not good. Sports? Okay. Fuck me. The weather. There we go. Bake pastries. Let's work there. Damn it! God damn. I just want to increase my money so I can... Oh no, my luck. Okay, well at least it balanced out to 0. There's a kendo tournament today. I'm gonna go for a stroll. That didn't help anything. Fine. Fine. Yo, Kato! Taking a break? You could say that. Visiting the game center on a break day by your lonesome. Still living the bachelor life, aren't ya? Well, I wonder how much longer that'll last. What do you mean? There's this rumor spreading through the school about the popular vice president who's been trying to save the trouble clubs. I hear he's quite good looking too. Really? I had no idea there were any rumors about me. No way. You're making that up, Asuka. Nah, it's only natural that being a figure on the student council would draw attention to you. Besides, you're the only person saving us from the wrath of the student council president. Good thing we have you, or else the school will become like a military vessel. And it's not just me who thinks that, you know. A lot of people are beginning to grumble about the prez. That was worrying. Even though Ava was hard to get along with, she still cared about the school the most out of everyone. Just do your best to protect the school from her, and your popularity will keep increasing, okay? Maybe we might even be able to overthrow her. I'm not doing this to get popular, Asuka. I'm just doing my best as vice president to keep the peace. Don't get any wrong ideas, alright? Alright, Mr. Vice President. Asuka suddenly wrapped herself around my arm. What? Yeah, lucky! Let's have fun today, Kato! That is our only mission! Yeah. Her mood kept changing way too fast. And besides that, she was being awfully friendly around me now. Even though a girl's attention obviously stroked me in all the right ways, I was getting worried about what Asuka had said. Was there really that much resentment building up against Ava? And now people thought that I was trying to fight against Ava's disciplinary policies. Even though it was true that I tried to counter Ava's strictness, it wasn't because I wanted to become more popular than her or to replace her. I just wanted the student body to appreciate Ava's hard work. If only Ava would mellow out a bit. I sighed. Well, I should worry about that later. For now, I was just here to unwind a bit. Schools from across Sarah City have gathered for the competition. Oh yeah, that's right. Are we gonna get gold? I hope so. Oh, looks like we did. Cool. Go for a stroll. Heh. Oh wait. Oh, well I met the prestige that I needed, so that's good. It still would be nice if we did good at the science exhibition and the swim meet, though. What is my stress at? Not bad. Maybe I can work at the arcade and not have a problem. What about the park? Okay. Get the morale going. And then oversee research. Oh, fuck. Exercise? Fuck. I was hoping it would work. Instead, I just stressed myself out more than necessary. Oh well. Ugh. Oversee research? Okay, that went well at least. Let's go for a walk. Oh, hi. Maybe I'll talk to you about my job. There. Maybe it'll seem like I'm responsible because I'm trying to be. Mare was on the floor watching a documentary about space whales on her holo. Seriously, why did she have to crash in my room all the time? Hey, Kato. Yeah? They say that illegal space pirates poach space whales. They're a delicacy on some worlds, aren't they? I hear some idiots think eating space whale soup makes them live longer or something. I even read that some people on Class 7 worlds scrap together money for potions brewed from space whale blubber, thinking it has medicinal properties. I can't believe people would hunt poor space whales. Kato, you should write a letter to our member of parliament to pass more laws prohibiting space whale poaching. I doubt that'll do much good. Besides, if space pirates followed the law, they wouldn't be pirates, would they? They're just bands of huge-ass thugs who go around shooting people. They're definitely not little girls like you who go around feeling sorry for space whales. Murray pouted. Doesn't Avi's dad work with the Space Force? Maybe we could ask him to protect the space whales. Maybe. Oh, speaking of which, he came back from Solaris yesterday. Really? I didn't know. And you're supposed to be Avi's friend. Kato, if you want your relationship with Avi to progress, you need to start paying more attention to her. You dummy. I don't think Ava wants any more of my attention. Quite the opposite, in fact. Besides, it's not like I'm planning on changing our relationship anyways. Boo! Make sure you make a good impression on her dad, okay? You'll need his approval too if you want the marriage to go ahead. I chopped Mary's head. Dummy. Owie, meanie. She's just a childhood friend. Murray sighed and got up. Just after she walked through the door, she poked her head in again. But you know, she's definitely looking for a boyfriend. Ooh, I expect results, Kato. She disappeared beyond the door frame for good this time. Damn it, Mary just had to meddle in my affair so much. That Ava looking for a boyfriend? Don't make me laugh. There was nothing but ice running through Ava's veins. The thought of Ava even having a trace of sexual desire was outrageous. There was no way she would ever deign to become a commoner like us. Ugh. So I better not get my hopes up. I turned the lights off. I'm going to sleep. What a busy day. I'm very close to being able to get what I need. Ava was waiting for me in front of the apartment. Oh, morning, Prez. I'm surprised you waited for me for a change. I ran a little late today. What an occurrence. Well, let's go. Something was weird. Is something the matter? No, not in particular. Say, you look pretty nice this morning. Did you do something different with your hair? Not really. Thanks, though. Something was really off. Usually she would have responded with, unbelievable, don't say things which other people will misunderstand. Or at least capped the response with the usual idiot. Not to mention that face was way too serene to be Ava. Not a single crease on her forehead. Her eyebrows not furrowed like she was smelling old cheese. Not a permanent sour look embedded on her lips. I hear your dad came back from tour. You must be relieved, huh? Yeah. Even though it's peacetime, being on the Space Force is dangerous work. My sister was watching a documentary about space pirates the other night. Well, I doubt some space thugs would be a problem for the Space Force, but... Anyways, I'm happy for you, Prez. Thanks. Our transit arrived. Come on, let's go. We entered the school courtyard. Oh, good morning, Kato! Ah! The student council president. Oh. Ava gently adjusted Asuka's tie. They're a little crooked this morning, Asuka. A proud member of Sunrider Academy maintains a professional appearance at all times. Ava pulled out a lint roller from seemingly out of nowhere and cleaned up Asuka's uniform. A girl must mind her personal appearance. Please remember that. What? Asuka looked at me as if the world was about to be nuked from orbit. Psst, did something weird happen to the president? She's been like this since this morning. Could it be? She finally got laid? I smacked Asuka on the back of the head. There's no way it could be that, you idiot. I'm just saying. Oh, causing such a ruckus this early in the morning. Report to your classes, you two. Asuka walked away while eyeing Ava suspiciously. Don't mind her, she's always like that. Well then, see you. Bake pastries, I guess. I should get some homework done. I'll talk to you about the job. Fuck. I'm trying so hard here, though. And then oversee research. Oh good, it went well. Oh, thank God. We don't need things to go in a bad way. Classwork? There we go. If I can get my stress down, that'd be good. Speaking of... Oh, running into Kaito, what a coincidence! You guys seem fine. Maybe, yeah, I'll report progress, I guess. Oh, fuck. I just stressed myself out more than necessary. Gossip? Nope. Nope. She was not up for gossip. Okay. Sports then. There we go. I don't need my intelligence dropping any lower. God damn it. Oh right, the science exhibition is today. I should pray. What are you doing here? 2 creds. And then we'll go for a stroll. Why are you following me? Stalker. Damn it. You didn't like gossip this time. What about schoolwork? Yo, today's the day, huh? Yes. Chigara nervously fumbled her fingers. Don't worry, you'll do fine. It would have been nice if we had a few more days to test the quantum communicator more. Sometimes it picks up strange signals. Strange? It could be stray entanglements with similar devices. Unfortunately, it's impossible to determine whether those devices exist in our universe, as the entanglements may be from the past or future, or from different universes. Great. So we might unintentionally establish contact with an alien civilization during the exhibition? Well, on the bright side, I guess we'd be shoo-in for the first prize if we managed to pull that off. Although such a discovery would carry too many other implications as well. Let's hope this goes well. Yay, we got gold! Alright, the exhibition judges announced the Sunrider Academy Science Club as the winner of the Best in Show award. I stood from my seat and applauded for Chigara and the rest of the club. After all the hard work we put into our exhibit, I was hardly surprised we had won first prize. That should definitely impress Ava too. After the award ceremony was over, I saw Chigara looking for me in the crowd. Oh, Mr. Manager, thank you very much. It was all thanks to you that we managed to win. Nah, you did most of the work, Chigara. Good job. I gave Chigara a pat on the head. This is only the beginning, Mr. Manager. Looking at all the other exhibits gave me so many ideas. I can hardly wait to return to the lab and make many new inventions. That's the spirit, Chigara. Let's continue to do our best from now on, okay? Sure, I'll be counting on you. Sweet. I should probably study. Nope. She did not like the gossip. Okay. Classwork then? Jesus, I only got stressed. That was it. Okay. Go to the courtyard. Oh good, I ran into you. Flirt! Yes! It worked this time! Fuck. And then I think it was the swim meet? Yeah, so I gotta work on their shit too. Go for a stroll? Ah! No! I just want my luck to work out, god damn it. Mind the negatives? No? So then why isn't it working for me? Come on! Come on! Maybe my stress is too high? I don't know. I'm trying though. Oh. Gossip? Yeah. Oversee practice. Fuck! Alright. Maybe I need to play at the arcade a little in order to fix my shit. Ah! The pervy joke worked! I'm kinda surprised. Sports. Yeah. I really need to get my intelligence up. Fuck. Study! Oh good, it worked. Thank God. I have the day off, huh? Let's work at the science center. Fuck. Maybe I should just go for a walk instead. Oversee practice. Oversee practice. Study. We're doing okay so far, alright? Temporary job. Fuck! Go for a stroll. God damn it. Talk to you about job. Make it seem like I'm a productive person that's definitely doing really well and not doing well. Raise morale. Study. Okay, we're doing well so far. I need to keep this up. Damn! I saw Asuka lurking outside the student council room. This is strange. Highly suspicious. What are you doing? Ah! Oh, it's just you, Kato. I was just doing some investigating, that's all. I crossed my arms, not impressed at all with her explanation. So, what are you investigating? It's like night and day, Kato! Just 2 weeks ago, the president was in everyone's faces telling people to clean their uniforms, requiring forms to be filled out for even minor incidents, and trying to suck all the fun out of our student lives. But now look! I peeked inside the council room and saw Ava swaying her head as she was listening to music. See? See? I knew it! There's only one explanation for this! She really must have gotten laid! Asuka eyed me. Be honest to me, man. Was it you? You idiot. Of course not. I figured it couldn't be you. The hell was that supposed to mean? Anyways, there is no mystery. Her dad's just returned safely from deployment, that's all. Huh? Ava's dad is an officer in the Space Force. Having him gone always stresses out Ava. But then when he returns, she returns to being like this. I see. That makes sense. Thanks for the explanation, Kato. Her dad returning home, huh? Yeah, I thought it was something like that. No, you didn't, you idiot. The first place your head went was to the gutter. Anyways, I'm glad the president has loosened up. That just means we'll be able to take it easy. Haha! No, it doesn't. The Kendo Club's still Trouble Club #1. I'm still the club manager, aren't I? Now go to practice. Ugh. Understood, Mr. Manager. I'm just trying to reduce my stress. Come on. Oh shit, I have homework. I kind of forgot about that. I should probably just do my homework. No, my luck! Oh, I'm at negative luck again. No. I need to pray. The shrine grounds looked abandoned, with not a single soul in sight. Compared to the noise of the city, it felt eerily quiet up here in the mountains. Huh? Was the shrine closed today, or was it just a really slow day? I wonder if Sola was around. I wandered around the shrine for a bit and came upon a mountain pool. I never knew there was something like this here. Suddenly, I heard a splash. Standing before me was Sola stark naked. Oh god, here we go. Oh shit! Sorry! I stumbled backwards in a panic and tripped on a tree root. I fell spectacularly on my back. Ugh. My head spun and nausea hit my stomach as I hit the ground. I heard a splash as Sola left the pool. Do you require assistance? Do I require assistance? Here she was, a nubile girl exposed in all her glory in front of me, and the only thing she says in a deadpan tone was, "Do you require assistance?" I gasped and covered my eyes with my hands as Sola stood before me. Sola? Ah. The thought of a classmate bearing all in front of me filled me with terror. I mustered my courage and tried to keep myself from screaming like a girl. Sorry, I think I took the wrong turn. Anyways, your clothes, Sola, your clothes! But I'm not yet finished with the ritual. Did this girl not have a shred of common sense? Was she just fine with me seeing everything? Or was she really an android after all? Yes, that had to be it, an android. I saw it on the Holo once, how tech companies could now manufacture robots which looked identical to humans. Can you stand? My hands trembled. Suddenly, I was tempted to take a peek. I guess a small one couldn't... No. Android or not, Sola was my classmate. I couldn't. I picked myself up, turned around, and ran the hell out of there. I leaned on a bench and caught my breath. What the hell was that? Did I seriously just see Sola completely naked? The sight of Sola's curvy figure played back in my mind. Oh, no. I had clearly caught a glimpse of the Holy Land prematurely. It was as if the Holy Emperor had called his disciple to Mount Destiny to task him on an epic and onerous quest to lead his people to the Promised Land. But then the disciple took a shortcut and arrived 2 books earlier than expected. Where were the roadblocks? Where were the trials by fire? The disciple didn't even have to grind to increase his stats, damn it. I grabbed my head and rubbed where I had bumped it. What the hell was I even thinking? Ahem. I nearly jumped. Oh, Sola! Sorry, and don't worry, I didn't see a thing. Do not be concerned. I was merely cleansing my soul in preparation for the swim club. What do you mean? I believed full immersion in the holy pool may bring good karma for future athletic activities in the water. I apologize. I did not mean to startle you. No, I didn't mean to interrupt. Still, she sure was taking this like a cool cucumber. Purification ritual or not, it doesn't change the fact I just saw her butt naked. Literally! Now, is there something I can assist you with? I was just here for a bit of good karma. And let's just say I ended up with a whole lot more than that. 2 credits. That ought to fix my shit. The swim meet is coming up here. But I think I will save and leave it at that because my throat is getting sore. So yeah, I'm glad that you joined, and I hope you had a good time, and I hope you have a good day or night, depending on where it is where you are. Alright, bye!